more than football on their minds. They had to make preparations for Hurricane Michael, a storm category 4 to 5 with winds 100 miles per hour that came 30 miles from Tallahassee. Florida A&M had to stay on campus. The team altered their practices, sleeping arrangements, meals, and a check on nearby family members.
All right, we appreciate that, Manny. We're set for kickoff. Donald Ware, Al Swan, and Billy Covington. We're here at BB&T Stadium on the campus of North Carolina A&T. Florida A&M kicks it off. We're underway here from Greensboro as the kickoff going to be taken by Malik Wilson. 15-yard line, 20. He's loose. 30-yard line. Down the right sideline. He's got one man to beat. He cuts it back. He might. He could. He will. Touchdown, Aggies.
What a way to start this ball game. We just had the kickoff direct to Malik Wilson. We know what kind of speed he has. Great blocking by that Aggie kickoff return team. As a result, big play, big score, way to start. Fantastic start for the entire Aggie team.
And no flags on the play, and we needed that big boost.
Second kickoff return for a touchdown by Malik Wilson, unofficially 98 yards, and that's what it was when you go back to the game against Jacksonville State. A 98-yard kickoff return. We'll get that official word, but a big-time return by Malik Wilson to start this football game. Ruiz for the point after touchdown. The kick is up, and A&T is on the board 16 seconds into the game as the Aggies lead Florida A&M 7-0. Pivotal matchup as first place in the MEAC is on the line.
You know, as we said earlier, the Aggies against this Rattler team could not afford a slow start offensively like we've seen the last couple of games. And man, did Malik Wilson take care of that. Just once he got outside at just outstanding speed, broke containment, down the sideline, nobody could catch him. What a great way for the Aggies to start this ball game.
I tell you, Al, we really needed that because we have been getting off to a slow start for a couple of games, and we just can't afford a slow start against a team of the caliber of Florida A&M. So it was really nice to have that kickoff return and make a statement. Now it's up to the defense to send a message.
Of course, thank you to those listening to us on the Aggie Sports Radio Network in Greensboro and High Point and throughout the Triad, those listening to us online as well. And we welcome our national broadcast, our ESPN3 viewers who are also watching and listening to this ball game. A&T kicks it off in the form of Davis. Is going to be taken at the 7-yard line, up to the 15, running laterally, tripped up across the 20-yard line and brought down is Marcus Williams. And so pretty good coverage there by A&T. FAMU with its first possession with 14:38 remaining here in the first quarter, 1st and 10 as the Aggies have the 7-0 lead.
It was excellent coverage by our kickoff return kickoff team that time, because one of the things they've been doing this year, Donald, is getting out of those rush lanes as they go down to cover a kickoff. But that time they stayed in their lanes. Florida A&M runner tried to cut back, nowhere to go. As a result, Aggie defense on the field. Florida A&M pushed the ball in play inside their own 25-yard line.
Ryan Stanley is the quarterback, one of the elite-level quarterbacks in the MEAC. First play is a pass. Behind the receiver, it is caught. 40-yard line and into Aggie territory. Finally dragged down at the 48-yard line. That was a big-time reception by Chad Hunter.
Hunter is an outstanding receiver, and as we said earlier, Aggies love to play man-to-man on the outside with their corners. Same situation that time, but Hunter was able to get an inside release. As you said, Donald, excellent throw and catch. Big first down for the Rattlers.
Ball at the A&T 47-yard line. The running back comes in motion now to the right. Empty backfield for Stanley. 3-step drop, fires left side. It is caught. And Mac McCain on the tackle immediately as Chad Hunter with another reception for the Rattlers.
The Rattlers are going to challenge those cornerbacks for A&T. As we said earlier, they too have outstanding receivers, outstanding quarterback. Big challenge for A&T cornerbacks, playing a lot of man-to-man coverage.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 from the A&T 42-yard line. Man comes in motion, and the give is to the back off the left side. And not a whole lot there for Deshaun Smith as he picks up maybe about 3. It's going to bring up a third down situation for the Rattlers.
You know, one of the things we talked about earlier was the fact that the Aggies would love to keep Florida A&M into second and long, third and long. Not the case here. It's going to be third down and about 2 for Florida A&M.
Ball is at the A&T 39-yard line. The Rattlers are moving left to right. Ball is on the left hash as the man comes in motion, and the give is to the back again. He is swallowed up. This time it is against Smith. He goes absolutely nowhere. May have lost a yard on the play.
That Aggie defense, which is ranked 13th nationally, second in the NBAC in total defense that time. Third and short, Aggie defense, that front four using that speed and quickness, able to control the line of scrimmage. Florida A&M going for it, 4th down.
And 3 again from the A&T 39-yard line as the Rattlers look to the far sideline. Stanley and company trying to get the play. Plenty of time on the play clock, which is now at 8 seconds. 12 and a half remaining here in the first quarter as A&T has the 7-0 lead. Stanley going to punt the football. Nobody in single safety. It's a deep kick, and it's going to be covered by the Rattlers right at the 5-yard line. So that was a good punt there by Stanley, and wouldn't you know it, Chad Hunter is the one who covered the punt. So A&T going to be backed up deep in its own territory, really for its first possession of the game, leading 7-0.
Excellent call that time by the Rattler coaching staff. 4th down, needed about 3 yards, kept the offensive team in, which of course forced A&T not to make any substitution defensively, getting their punt return team in. And Stanley that time with a little pooch punt, very effective. The ball is going to be inside the Aggie 5-yard line. 1st down and 10 from the 4-yard line of North Carolina A&T.
We're in a media timeout, so we're going to step aside, take a 60-second break as A&T leads Florida A&M 7-0. You're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sports Radio Network. Sorry about that.
We're back at Aggie Stadium, 7-0 in favor of the Aggies as Malik Wilson.
Versus North Carolina Central. With that win, it puts your Lady Aggies now in first place in their division heading into the second half of the conference play. Can I get an Aggie?
Cartwright to start, a gain of 4 for Cartwright.
I continue to be impressed by the running of Markel Cartwright. He's, of course, we know he has great speed, but he is such a hard runner. He keeps those pads ahead of his hips, always moving forward, picking up positive yards. 2nd down and about 6 for A&T.
2-back pistol for A&T. Lamar Raynard, the redshirt senior, out of the gun, and the give is to Cartwright again, right up the gut, but not a whole lot. He was tripped up by a Rattler up front. And a good play there by Florida A&M. DeMontre Moore. It's going to bring up 3rd down for A&T.
Big 3rd down play for the Aggies. That front four of Florida A&M is excellent front four. That time, nowhere for Cartwright to run. First critical 3rd down play for the Aggies inside their 10-yard line.
Ball at the 8-4 receivers for Raynard out of the gun, 3 to the near side as Raynard has the snap, looks. Now he's going to move in the pocket, breaks a tackle, now rolling to his right. He's going to run for the 1st down. He has it as he's out of bounds across the 15-yard line. That's going to be a 1st down for A&T.
Just a great savvy play that time by Lamar Raynard. Wanted to go to his left, nothing there. Presence of mind. Kept the ball, got outside containment, picked up a big 1st down for A&T.
And remember, right now, Lamar Raynard is tied for the all-time record in terms of touchdown passes. One more touchdown today, throwing, that is, and he'll break the record. Raynard out of the gun. The give is to Cartwright. Hasru cuts it back across the 20-yard line, and he's going to be brought down there. And a gain of 6 for Marquell Cartwright.
Excellent job by the front five of A&T on that particular play. Great blocking at the point of attack. All Cartwright needs is the seam. Second and about 4 for the Aggies.
And it's a play fake pass is caught by Leslie. Breaks a tackle across the 30-yard line. Going to be brought down at the 32. That's going to be a first down, Aggies.
Play action pass that time. Zachary Leslie, who we really have a lot of regard for. Raynard put the ball right on the money. Big first down, A&T.
Gain of 12 for A&T, who's on the move. And now we're going to have a timeout called. We're going to keep it here on the timeout. 9:56 remaining here in the first quarter as A&T has the 7-0 lead over Florida A&M.
You know, Donald, even though it's very early in the ball game, we talked about the fact that the Aggies could not afford to have a slow start, that the kind of start we've seen the last couple of ball games, their first 2 possessions, but they have really come out with a lot of energy. Raynard looks games of the year, and if they can continue with this momentum and this enthusiasm and energy, they're going to be really hard to deal with today.
First and 10 for A&T, moving right to left. They have it at their own 33. 2-back pistol, and it's going to be a keeper, but now a throw actually to, that's Leslie. Penalty marker comes down as he's going to be tackled right at the line of scrimmage, and multiple flags come out. I think every official on the field has thrown a flag.
Aggies that time with their version of what we call the run-pass option. Raynard looked to the strong side, nothing there in terms of running. Looked back to his short side of the field. Receivers open, got the ball to him, but as you said, down flags everywhere, and let's see what the call's going to be.
Well, the possibility of a blocking in the back on the wide receiver who did not catch the ball for A&T, and then it looks as though we saw a face mask. So this may be 2 back-to-back penalties against the Aggies and the Rattlers. So this may nullify the play.
It's going to be interesting. A lot of teams now, both on both levels, collegiate and professional levels, going to that RPO, which is gives a quarterback a chance to run pass option.
Fouls on the play, both against the offense. Block in the back. Offense, number 19. That penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 49. Half the distance to the goal from the succeeding spot. This will be number 49's first unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
Wow, that really, really hurts. Both penalties against the Aggies. Of course, one was a dead ball foul, which is going to be enforced after the block in the back penalty. So that's going to place the ball back on the 11-yard line of the Aggies. And it's going to be first and Kernersville for A&T because they need to get to their own 43-yard line for a first down.
So the penalty on the pass interference, if you will, was on Leslie, and then William Simpson picked up the personal foul penalty. 2-back pistol for A&T. The give is to Cartwright off the right side. Not a whole lot going on there. Plenty of Rattlers there to make the tackle. And Antonio Miller and others for FAMU in on the tackle.
But the one thing I like about the game so far, Donald, is the officials realize how important this game is. So they are getting in control of the game at the start of the game, so there will be no questions asked.
Second and 30 for A&T. They have the football at their own 12-yard line. 4 receivers, 2 to either side for Raynard. And the give again is to Cartwright. Nowhere to go this time off the left side as he's brought down. So it's going to bring up third and very long for A&T.
That's a tough call, Donald, anytime you got second and 30, boy, because I tell you, you can go through the entire playbook, and you don't have too many 30-yard plays. So the Aggies again find themselves now third down, and they still need about 30 yards for first down. Again, Aggies looking to reach their own 43-yard line in order to keep possession of the football.
4 receivers for Raynard. As now Cartwright goes in motion to the right. It's going to be a screen, a wide receiver screen. Wilson catches the football, getting to the outside, breaks a tackle across the 20-yard line, and is slammed down at about the 22-yard line, well shy of an A&T first down, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt.
Great pursuit that time by the defense of Florida A&M. The linebacker, that Derek Mayweather, because if Wilson could have gotten past one more defender, he had a lot of room ahead, but at any rate, Aggies forced to punt.
The true freshman Michael Rivers to punt in single safety for FAMU is Chad Hunter. Good punt there by Rivers. It takes Hunter all the way back. He's going to let it bounce in front of him. Takes an Aggie bounce across the 30-yard line, and it's going to be down at the 28-yard line. And an excellent punt there. That is a punt of 49 yards by Rivers. Timeout on the field. We're going to step aside. 7 minutes and 22 seconds remaining here in the first quarter as A&T leads Florida A&M 7-0 as you're listening to Aggie Football on the Aggie Sport.
And change attitudes. This week, the love affair continues.
First down and 10 for the Rattlers. At their own 28.
7-0. They are moving left to right. Are the Rattlers? They have it on their own 28-yard line. We're going to have some movement prior to the snap, and a false start going to be called against the Rattlers.
Right side of that Rattler offensive line that time, jumped the gun. Fortunate break for A&T. Rattlers now looking at 1st and 15. And remember, we said that hopefully one of the keys to this game, if we could lengthen the game, keep the Rattlers in 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Looking at 1st and 15.
As Stanley out of the gun, has it back to his left. Going to throw it, looking, and it's going to be intercepted by A&T. A&T on that far sideline coming up with an interception, an ill-advised pass by Ryan Stanley. Penalty markers come flying. But I tell you what, when we listen to that pregame show, Al, you know, I heard Willie Simmons, like he's not totally sold. You know, he feels like Ryan Stanley's not consistent enough. And that was not a good play there.
That was, you really hit the nail on the head, Don. That was an ill-advised throw because the cornerback had jumped the route from the beginning, and he was in better position than the receiver was. And that's a throw I'm sure Stanley wish he had back. But again, Don, we getting another penalty, dead ball penalty against A&T for unsportsmanlike conduct. And playing a good team like Florida A&M, you just cannot keep shooting yourselves in the foot with penalties that really negate great plays by the defense. So as a result of the penalty, the Aggies, instead of putting the ball in play deep into Florida A&M territory, Aggies find themselves 1st and 10 on their own 50-yard line.
And the interception by Tamadre Abram with his first interception of the season. At midfield for A&T, Lamar Raynard is the quarterback out of the gun. The give is to Jermaine Martin, who was hit and stuffed. Boy, he was hit hard. That's going to be a loss on that play. Josh Crutchfield on the tackle for the Rattlers.
Well, you know, we've talked about the offensive line for A&T, losing 4 starters from last year's team. Work in progress. They are going to face a major challenge today from that front four for Florida A&M. Not only are they big, but they're quick. And that time they just really control the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for the Aggie runner to go. 2nd
and 11 from the A&T 49-yard line. Raynard out of the gun, play fake for Raynard. Stepping up in the pocket. Fires, has a receiver caught. Bell, 40-yard line. Bust through, and he's going to be brought down at the 39-yard line. It should be enough for an A&T first down.
Elijah Bell, as you said, we didn't play last week. He's been bothered with a foot injury all year. Looks to be back in form today. Great throw and catch. Big first down for the Aggies.
Gain of 12 for A&T to the Rattler 39-yard line. Out of the gun again. The give is to, it's a keeper by Raynard. Coming left side and gets through across the 35-yard line and brought down at about the 32. So a gain of 6 for Raynard.
Excellent read that time by Lamar Raynard. Spread option to the short side of the field. Read the defense, chose to keep it. Picked up positive yards, second down, and about 4 for the Aggies.
And it's another keeper by Raynard. Bust right up across the 30-yard line and brought down at the 25-yard line, but not before an A&T first down.
You know, we mentioned last week, Donald, when you're playing these teams running that spread option, it is assignment defense. You got to assign somebody not only to the running back, but to the quarterback. Raynard making a great read. Nobody assigned to the quarterback. Kept it, picked up a big first down for the Aggies.
Gain of 5 for Raynard. They continue to put in plays for Raynard to run the football. He had 2 rushing touchdowns last week against Delaware State. 2-back pistol, ball at the Florida A&M 27-yard line. Man comes in motion. That is Martin. It's a pitch toss to Martin, who couldn't hang on till the football is loose, and it looks like FAMU may have recovered.
Big mistake that time by Martin coming in motion. It wasn't really a handoff, a little shovel pass to him.
Incomplete pass, I guess,
and
right
this this could be an incomplete pass because he did not hand the ball to him. It was a little shovel pass, which is the same thing as a forward pass. Can't be a fumble, should be an incomplete pass, but the officials are conferring, and let's see what call they make.
Yeah, it's just a little touch. It was one of those touch deals where, of course, the football was hyped.
It'll be second down and 10
to Raynard, and he just kind of just pushed it right to Martin.
Exactly. It was not a direct handoff. It was just a little flip, which is, in essence, the same as a pass. And it goes as an incomplete pass. Big break for A&T here because a lot of momentum. Second down and about 10 for the Aggies.
Ball again is at the Florida A&M 27-yard line as A&T moves right to left. They were able to get possession because of an interception by Ryan Stanley to Madre Abram with his first of the season. Malik Wilson comes in motion. It's a play fake pass is thrown behind Ron Hunt, incomplete. Had him on the right seam, threw it behind him just a bit.
Yes, he did. Great play fake that time. Aggies had the situation they wanted, man-to-man on the outside. Hunt with just a beautiful slant route, ball a little behind him. Incomplete, third down and 10. Big play for Aggie offense coming up.
Again, the ball is at the Florida A&M 27-yard line. 5:05 remaining here in the first quarter as A&T has the 7-0 lead. 4 receivers in the set, 3 to the far side for Raynard as Raynard has the snap. Has time, going to roll to his right, fires across the middle, and it is tipped and incomplete. His intended receiver was Elijah Bell, but that was pretty good defense by the defensive back there, Terry Jefferson, able to knock it away.
Raynard again escaping pressure. Just for a second down, he almost decided to run that football, but he saw Bell, got the ball to him, Bell unable to bring it in. As a result, incomplete pass. Aggies now going to try a 44-yard field goal.
Against the wind, Al. We'll see how strong Reed's leg is today.
Ball is on the left hash. Khalil Carter is the holder. Ruiz to attempt the 44-yarder. Snap. Hold is good. Kick is up. And it's against the wind. It's going to be short. No good. And so Florida A&M going to take possession. Pretty good field position at its own 27-yard line. 4:53 remaining here in the first quarter as A&T has the 7-0 lead.
Boy, you're exactly right, Billy. You could really see the effect of the wind in that field goal try because as the ball got to it, it's just died. Really died. And, of course, that was as a result of, as you said, kicking to the wind. Aggie defense now facing the challenge of trying to contain this offense. Aggies could not take advantage of the interception. Ball is on the 27-yard line. Florida A&M, 1st and 10.
Ricky Henryless is the lone setback pitch toss. Here comes Henryless looking for some blocking spins and is upended and dropped. As soon as he came out of that spin, he met Keandrick Richardson, a big-time tackle by Richardson.
we said many times, the speed and pursuit of Aggies, that Aggie defense really makes it hard to get outside. Florida A&M that time tried a little toss to the short side of the field. As you said, Richardson, just great speed, great pursuit. Gain of only 2 yards, 2nd and 8 for the Rattlers.
And the Rattlers moving left to right, ball at their own 29-yard line. This time Henryllis is to the right, man in motion. Here comes Stanley, going to throw the ball. Has a receiver, and it's incomplete. Near sideline, he was looking for Chad Hunter, who was defended by Mac McCain.
Again, Aggies cornerbacks, a lot of pressure on them, play a lot of man-to-man coverage. Excellent job by McCain that time. Receiver for Florida A&M tried to comeback route. McCain was there. Pass was a little off. Big third down play for the Aggie defense here. 3rd down and about 8 for a 1st down.
Game ball at the 29-yard line of the Rattlers. Stanley, the quarterback, has the snap. Looks in the flat. Henryllis caught 35-yard line. Lowers his head and is upended at the 40-yard line, but not before a 1st down for the Rattlers.
The Rattlers that time, effective use of back coming out of the backfield, a little flare route. A lot of area there. Stanley got it to him. 1st down, Florida A&M.
Mac McCain on the tackle for A&T. Ball up to the 41-yard line. That was a gain of 12 for the Rattlers. This time empty backfield, 5 receivers, 3 to the near side. Henryllis comes in motion now. He's set with Stanley. And it's a play fake. Stanley looks to his right, fires, has Hunter, caught, breaks a tackle, 45-yard line, and brought down, actually just shy of the 45-yard line by Deion Jones.
Good play by Stanley that time. Wanted to go to the top of the formation. That was his first read. Nothing there. Came back to his check down receiver. 2nd down and 7. Pick up about 3 yards on the play.
Ball is at the Rattler 44-yard line as they move left to right. Man comes in motion, and it's a keeper, and nowhere to go for Stanley as the Aggies stayed right home. Sam Blue making the play for A&T.
Great play by Sam Blue that time. Again, Florida A&M trying that spread option. Blue, nobody able to block him, penetrated into the backfield, just collapsed the entire play. Excellent play by Sam Blue.
And Al, what you said earlier, 3rd down and long for the Rattlers.
This is what the Aggies need to do. Lengthen the game, keep these Rattlers in 2nd and long, 3rd and long.
Bishop Bonnet is to the left of Stanley after the loss of 4 yards. As the Rattler offense now looks to the far sideline to get the play. 1 second on the play clock. Stanley just gets it off. Has time. Fires across the middle. It is tipped and incomplete as he had a couple of receivers in the area. Was looking for Zende Ray. And it falls incomplete. And the Rattlers going to be forced to punt.
Good coverage by the Aggie secondary that time. Had the entire field covered. As a result, Rattlers forced to punt.
Kashawn Baker stands in single safety for A&T at the 10-yard line. And it looked like it may have been tipped.
It was.
A&T tipped it. The punt is short, and it takes a bounce, and it's going to be downed by the Rattlers at about the 32-yard line. So a big-time tip, and I believe that was Jalen Bethay on the tip for the Aggies.
Really love the energy the Aggies are playing with, even though it's early. We haven't seen this kind of energy since probably the East Carolina game and maybe the 2nd half of the game against Gardner-Webb. But so far, the energy level of the Aggies, both offensively and defensively, very high. If they can keep this for 4 quarters, interesting ball game.
So here we go, Raynard. Out of the gun on 1st and 10. The give off the right side is to Cartwright. Cartwright lowers his head, and on the far sideline is going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line, a gain of 1 for Cartwright.
That Rattler defense, Miller and Hazley and Richardson, a linebacker, just an excellent group of linebackers. Not only play the straight ahead run well, but they really pursue well. Aggies unable to break containment. 2nd down and 10 for the Aggies.
Ball at the 32-yard line. 3 receivers as FAMU shows blitz. Raynard has the snap. They're coming. Fires, has Leslie. Caught. 40-yard line. Stiff arms a man. He's loose down the left sideline, and he's going to be brought down at the 40-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle made by Andrew Hines, but a first down, Aggies.
Great recognition that time by Lamar Raynard. As you said, Donald, the linebackers for Florida A&M came up, and they were in a blitz position. Raynard knew that he had one-on-one coverage on the outside with Leslie. Quick pass, got it to him. Great effort by Leslie. Big first down, A&T.
Gain of 30 for A&T, who's on the move as they have the football at the 38-yard line of the Aggies. Raynard out of the gun, has 3 receivers, has Cartwright to his left, and it's a play fake across the middle. Caught. Leslie breaks a tackle. Yes. The record belongs to Lamar Raynard. Touchdown, Aggies. Zachary Leslie with the catch and run.
What a fantastic throw and catch that time. But more than just the throw and catch was the recognition by Raynard. Knew what the defense was going to do, had man-to-man coverage. Quick slant by Leslie over the middle. Beautiful throw, beautiful catch, touchdown A&T, record Lamar Raynard.
Lamar Raynard, 60 touchdown passes in his career, the all-time leader in North Carolina A&T history. Ruiz's extra point is good, and with 18 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, A&T 14, Florida A&M nothing. We're going to keep it right here on the timeout.
It was a 68-yard drive, Donald, and 2 big passes by Lamar Raynard. And what you will never see on that play was the fake that Markel Cartwright, as everyone thought he had the ball, the linebacker shifted to Cartwright, left the middle open. Perfect pass this time by Raynard, and he has the record. And I spoke with Alan Hooker coming into the game. He said he just can't wait until he breaks the record today. So my friend Alan Hooker now is in 2nd place as the all-time leading passer here at North Carolina A&T.
71 total touchdowns for Lamar Raynard when you include his rushing touchdowns, and then 60 passing touchdowns again, as Billy mentioned, breaks Alan Hooker, the great Alan Hooker's record. Kick is up. It's going to be short. The wind is taking that one, and it's going to be taken at about the 20-yard line, across the 30-yard line, and brought down on the return for the Rattlers.
Again, Donald, I just really very impressed by the energy level of the Aggies on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. But that offense really looks sharp. Raynard is playing the way we have become used to seeing him play. He had a couple of games where, boy, I don't know whether he was injured. Coach said he had some health problems, but he really looked sharp today, not only in decision-making, but delivering the ball, putting it where it's supposed to be. And so great look by the offense. As a result, Aggies up 14-0.
Devin Bowers, the lone setback behind Stanley. They give us to Bowers off the left side. Bowers is going nowhere. That's because A&T's still on his feet. Thought they would have blown that play dead, yes, but it didn't matter because good defense there by A&T. Turner, Eccles, and others in on the tackle for the Aggies.
You know, you're exactly right, Donald. That play should have been blown dead much sooner, because situations like that is where you get these dead ball fouls. And but as a result of the fact that the defensive line, again, doing just an excellent job, nowhere to go. Second.
Love affair continues.
From its own 33-yard line, now moving right to left. As the quarterback is Stanley, looks to throw. Fires across the middle, and it's incomplete as the receiver fell down. And no penalty markers on the play. The intended receiver was Xavier Smith.
As you said, Smith tried to cross a deep crossing route that time. Like his feet got tangled and no contact A great no call by the official, and here we go again, Billy. 3rd and 10. Aggies are doing exactly what they need to do on defense.
Well, one of the things is A&T hasn't sacked the quarterback today, but they're putting a lot of pressure on him and getting in his face.
3rd down, 1 of 3 on 3rd down conversions is FAMU. Stanley across the middle has a receiver caught.
Short.
And across the 40-yard line, it's going to be close to a 1st down as the receiver caught the ball and then sat down, and we'll see where the spot exactly is.
Aggies that time deep zone. Inside receiver found a bubble, but it's going to be marked short. Excellent tackle after the throw and catch by the Aggie secondary. Florida A&M forced the punt.
Well, you know, Al, they almost got the punt the last time. In fact, they did get a piece of it. Let's see what the rush looks like this time.
Yep, Kashawn Baker stands in single safety for A&T at about the 15-yard line. Low snap with a beautiful punt. And Baker going to let it bounce. It bounces right at the 4-yard line and out of bounds. And so an excellent punt for the Rattlers once again is going to pin A&T deep.
Well, Billy, you talked about in your pregame review that this punter was a...
There's music, there's fashion, and sports. Those are the things that reflect culture and change attitudes.
This week, the love affair continues.
That touchdown pass to Zachary Leslie.
Yes, Donald, I'm glad his teammates were all happy for him on breaking the record. They were congratulating him on the sidelines.
All right, thank you, Manny, as the first play on 1st and 10 as Cartwright trying to get it going. The Aggies, of course, had it from the 4-yard line and not much doing there for A&T.
Florida A&M looking, of course, to make a stop here. Force the Aggies to punt out of their end zone. Little or no gain on 1st down. Aggies looking at 2nd and 10.
Yep, ball is at the 4-yard line. A&T is moving left to right. Raynard is the quarterback. Out of the gun, has the snap. Rolling to his right and just going to throw it out of bounds. His intended receiver was Ron Hunt.
Again, 2nd quarter. Wind is to the Aggies' back. Big 3rd down play coming for both teams. Aggies want to keep those chains moving. Florida A&M looking for a stop, hoping to make the Aggies kick from their own end zone. Big 3rd down play coming up. 3rd and 10.
Of course, the last time the Aggies were deep in their own zone a couple of possessions ago, they ultimately had to punt, got the football right back, but let's see what they dial up here. Raynard out of the gun has 3 receivers all to the near side on 3rd and 10. Has the snap. Across the middle, pass is caught. That is Bell. Bell is upended across the 10-yard line. And now we have a penalty marker. That comes out late.
I like that play call by A&T that time. Bringing Bell across the formation.
On the field.
That was actually, Al, that was actually Tavon Higgins on the reception for the Aggies.
Big calls here. Let's see what the officials are.
Foul on the play for offensive pass interference. 4th down.
I guess the initial call was going to be for offensive pass interference, but at any rate, flag is picked up. Aggies did not get enough for a 1st down. Punt team comes on the field.
Chad Hunter this time for the Rattlers stands in single safety at midfield. Michael Rivers going to punt from his own end zone for the Aggies. As Rivers has it, gets off the punt. It's a beauty. Drives Hunter all the way back to the 40-yard line. He's running laterally now, comes back near sideline, cutting it upfield, and it's going to be brought down at about the 43-yard line. Excellent punt by Michael Rivers. We talked about him in the pregame show, and this kid continues to deliver.
You're exactly right when you say he continues to deliver, because he has, we can't overemphasize the importance of the special teams. And
Week, the love affair continues.
Come to you from BB&T Stadium here on the campus of North Carolina A&T in Greensboro, North Carolina. First place on the line in the MEAC as the Aggies have the 14-0 lead. Stanley on the play fake, rolling to his right, looking downfield, looking for receivers, almost picked off on that far sideline. Mac McCain being very opportunistic, coming away with a pass deflected as the intended receiver was Xavier Smith.
That's great coverage that time by McCain. Again, as we said, they really put a lot of pressure on their corners, man-to-man coverage a lot, but just beautiful coverage that time, and nowhere to deliver it. Aggies doing what they need to do, keeping the Rattlers in 2nd and long and 3rd and long. 2nd and 10 for the Rattlers of Florida A&M.
Bishop Bonnet is the lone setback next to Stanley as a man in motion, comes in motion now to the left. And Stanley has the snap, play fake, looks, fires, looking on the near sideline. It's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Azende Ray, and Jamal Darden all over Ray.
Here we go again, Al, 3rd and long.
Darden the rover that time, just beautiful coverage, read the formation, read the scheme, incomplete pass. Aggies again, keeping the Rattlers 3rd and long, 3rd and 10.
3 receivers all to the near side for Stanley. Has the snap. He's rolling to his right, looking, fires, looking for a receiver. It is incomplete as it was almost picked off as Stanley was looking for his intended receiver, Marcus Williams. And once again, the Rattlers going to be forced to punt.
Again, another ill-advised throw by Stanley, and the Aggies are doing just an excellent job of disguising their coverages, because he's really confused sometimes as to whether they're in a zone or a man-to-man.
Chris Fadul with a high punt. Baker comes up and fields it, calls for the fair catch, and makes it at the 20-yard line. So that's going to be a punt of 38 yards. And a net of 38 yards as A&T going to take over from its own 20. 12:42 remaining here in the first half, having the 14-0 lead over Florida A&M.
Glad to see Baker make that catch, because we've seen various times this year he's let the ball hit the ground. And as a result, a lot of bad breaks for the Aggies, but that time, fair catch. Aggies put the ball in play on their own 20-yard line.
Moving left to right. Lamar Raynard out of the gun. His lone setback is Cartwright. The give is to Cartwright off the left side. Cartwright trying to make something happen, but not a whole lot going on there. As Josh Crutchfield making another tackle for FAMU after perhaps a minimal gain.
We've already mentioned how defensively tough that front four is for Florida A&M. That time they completely controlled the line of scrimmage. No space for the runner to go. 2nd and long for A&T.
No gain. This time one back pistol on 2nd and 10 as Malik Wilson comes in motion to the left. And for that we're going to have a penalty marker.
Number 77. 5-yard penalty.
Offsides against the Aggies.
2nd down.
It's going to be a false start against North Carolina A&T. So back the Aggies up to the 15-yard line, makes it 2nd and 15.
Not the direction the Aggie offense wants to go. Big 2nd down play, 2nd and 15.
As Wilson comes again in motion to the right, and it's a play fake pass, caught in space. That is Hunt, and he's dragged down just across the 30-yard line to the 31, a gain of 16 and a first down for A&T.
Again, just a great play fake that time. What that does, it really freezes those linebackers, outside receivers running those quick slants, a lot of open area. Great route run that time by Hunt. Excellent throw by Raynard. Big first down for A&T.
Ball at the 31-yard line. of the Aggies. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Bell is split wide left as the man comes in motion. Play fake by Raynard. He has a man in the flat. It is caught. That is Amos Williams, and Williams finally brought down in Florida A&M territory at the 49-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 20 for A&T.
Well-designed play that time by A&T. Amos Williams coming out of the backfield. Just a little wheel route down the sideline. Nobody picked him up. Raynard, just a great read. Beautiful throw. Big first down for A&T.
And ball actually at the 48-yard line of the Rattlers as A&T continues to pile up the yards, keeps the drives going. 2-back pistol as Leslie had come in motion momentarily. Now a play fake as Hunt catches the pass on the far sideline or near the far sideline and is brought down immediately, but is able to pick up about 5 yards to the 43.
And Donald, that's a play you got to make. That gave them single coverage on the outside and a spin move by Hunt. He could have been gone. Great positive tackle by Florida A&M.
Game ball at the Rattler 43-yard line on the left hash. Brings up a 2nd and 5 situation as A&T has the 14-0 lead. We're inside of 10 minutes remaining here in the second half as Martin comes in motion. And the give is to the back and going to be brought down after about a gain of 1 to the 42.
Very short gain that time. Aggies looking at a big 3rd down play. Need about 3 yards for a first down.
That was Cartwright. He comes off limping. Cartwright on that last carry came off the field limping a little bit there, Al.
Let's hope it's nothing serious, but big 3rd down for A&T. Hoping to keep those chains moving.
Ball at the 42. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side as Raynard has it. Screen pass is tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it's intercepted. Tipped at the line of scrimmage and intercepted by Florida A&M. And that was Antonio Miller, the left defensive end, who came away with the interception. Did he also tip it as well?
That was a super defensive play that time by Miller. As you said, from his defensive end position, he read the pass, got his hands up. Not only did he block the pass, but he was able to catch before it hit the ground. Big turnover for A&T. Aggies had a great drive going, but that was just a super defensive play that time by Antonio Miller.
So that's the first interception for Lamar Raynard in the last 3 games, and it gives Florida A&M the football at the A&T 49-yard line. Man goes in motion as Stanley on the pump fake across the middle, receiver caught. 35, 30-yard line. That is Hunter across the 25 and slips down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 27 on the passing catch from Stanley to Hunter.
Deep zone that time by A&T. Hunter found the seam. Beautiful throw. Big first down for Rattlers.
The give is to Bonnet, who jumps through a hole and is brought down by Jamal Darden at the 20-yard line. A gain of 2 for the Rattlers.
Bonnie, the leading rusher coming into the game for FAMU, 339 yards so far this season. And we've had a handle on him, but we don't want him to get loose.
Brings up a 2nd and 8 for the Rattlers. 3 receivers. Hunter is split wide left as the man now goes in motion to the right for Stanley. Stanley on the play fake and had a receiver, Hunter. He had him open, but Hunter was not paying attention as there looked to be a mix-up there between Darden and McCain.
We were very, very fortunate at that time that the receiver and Stanley were not on the same page. Stanley was expecting him to break to the outside. Hunter instead broke to the inside, and the ball was delivered in the wrong direction. Big 3rd down play coming for both teams here. 3rd and 8 for the Rattlers.
Ball at the A&T 20-yard line. Stanley has the snap, has some time under pressure now, fires, and he overshoots his intended receiver. Was looking for the tight end, Tamel Christian. It goes incomplete.
Aggie front 4 that time, able to apply a little pressure. just enough, got the hands in Stanley's face, just enough to make the pass incomplete. Florida A&M now bringing their field goal kicker. Looking at about a 37-yard field goal.
Yahia Ali from the left hash to attempt the 37-yarder. It's a fake. It is a fake. Man is wide open, and it is dropped. Dropped the football as the field goal kicker, played quarterback that time, Anthony Jones, dropped the football. Chris Fadul with the pass, and Jones dropped it. It was a short touchdown for the Rattlers.
Excellent. By the fans, but by the Aggie offense and defense.
A&T leads 14-0, 8:01 remaining here in the first half. Under center, offset eye this time. It's going to be a play fake. Raynard looking deep down the right seam for Wilson. Oh, it's just out of his hands, incomplete.
You know, Wilson slowed down just a bit down, just enough to spoil the timing, but just a great play. Beautiful throw by Lamar Raynard. But as you saw, Billy, Wilson, for some reason, just at the height of his route, just slowed down just a bit, which caused the pass to be overthrown. But great play call by A&T. Even though it's incomplete, 2nd and 10 for the Aggies.
I would say Herman Jackson was step for step for him, but he wasn't. Because I tell you what, Wilson has got some jets. 2nd and 10 as Raynard on the play fake. The give is to Martin. Martin able to pick up a couple of yards, at least close to the 22.
3rd down play for the Aggies. Aggies need about 8 yards for a first down. But again, what a beautiful throw by Lamar Raynard. And for some reason, Wilson just slowed down just a bit. And ball was just slightly off his fingertips.
So again, Raynard out of the gun. 4 receivers, 3 to the near side, or to the far side, that is. And Raynard, pass caught. Leslie, first down yardage and more. 40-yard line, sidesteps a defender, and it's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line. Derek Mayweather finished off Leslie, but not before a first down for A&T on a gain of 19.
Did you see Leslie turn that cornerback around? Just a beautiful route that time by Leslie. And we said before we were really impressed with him in preseason and the first couple of games, but great route running that time. Turned the cornerback completely around. Raynard picked it up, got it to him. Big first down A&T.
Ball at the A&T 41-yard line. 2-back pistol as Raynard out of the gun on 1st and 10. As the snap, gives it to Martin, and nowhere to go for Martin. Boy, this Florida A&M run defense has been really good so far this afternoon.
No doubt about it, Donald. They have really won the battle up front today with the Aggie offensive linemen. And we said earlier it's going to be a challenge for the big boys up front for A&T, because this line from Florida A&M is a lot like A&T's defensive line. They're very, very quick, and so far they are really winning the battle.
FAMU coming in, giving up 123.3 yards rushing per game. Brings up 2nd and 10 for A&T from its own 41-yard line. Empty backfield for the senior quarterback Lamar Raynard. 3-step drop, fires, receiver caught. Spinning is Bell. Bell finally brought down at about midfield. It's going to be a gain of 9, brings up a 3rd and short situation for the Aggies.
Love what the Aggies are doing today with those wide receivers, Bell, Leslie, Hunt. They're really using the middle of the field, bringing those guys across on quick slants, and a lot of room in the middle, and Aggies defenders, Aggies receivers are really taking advantage of it. Raynard really throwing the ball efficiently today. As a result, 3rd and short for A&T.
2 fullbacks in the game for the Aggies. Bunch to the left. Now they shift the formation. 3-back pistol. Play clock down at 6. And the give is to Cartwright off the left side. First down yardage and Morris. He breaks a tackle, sidesteps another across the 45-yard line, and he fumbled the football, and comes Florida A&M racing down the far sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown. And that was Herman Jackson who scooped it up and took it to the house.
Tough break for Cartwright that time. Really just extra effort trying to get those extra yards. Defender for Florida, for the Rattlers came up, stripped the ball out of his hand, scooped it up all the way end zone. Big touchdown for the Rattlers of Florida A&M.
What a momentum changer that play was, because you're talking about A&T moving the football, trying to score again. And now Florida A&M, if the point after touchdown is good, has an opportunity to cut its deficit in half.
Again, Cartwright just trying to pick up extra yards. Just really running hard, and as a result, ball came loose. Rattlers able to pick it up and, of course, put some points on the scoreboard.
Ally to attempt the point after touchdown. To try again to cut FAMU's deficit to 7 points. The extra point is up, and it's no good. So 4:45 remaining here in the first half. A&T still with the 14-6 lead, but that's a huge touchdown on a fumble recovery by the Rattlers.
You're right, Don. That was a huge momentum buster, as it were, for the Aggies, because they were really moving the ball down the field. And as a result, as we said earlier, Cartwright just really fighting for extra yards. You can't really blame him. He's just that kind of runner, never gives up. And a big break for the Rattlers. In fact, they were able to scoop up that fumble and return it for a touchdown. Very interesting to see now, Donald, if that will have any effect on the Aggie offense in terms of momentum, because, as you said, a play like that can really be a momentum buster. And let's see if the Aggies offense can put that behind them and pick up where they left off in terms of moving the ball down the field.
And that was an opportunity that FAMU capitalized on. Of course, they had a fake field goal that they could not capitalize on, as they had run it to perfection and the pass was dropped. But Ally to kick it off for Florida A&M, deep to receive Williams and Wilson. And it's going to be Williams that's going to take it at the 2-yard line. Amos Williams to the 10-yard line. Little shake and bake, and only able to make it up to the 15-yard line. Good kickoff coverage there by Florida A&M.
So the Aggie offense again takes the field. Excellent kickoff coverage by Florida A&M. The ball will be inside the 15-yard line of A&T. On about the 14-yard line. 1st and 10. See if the Aggie offense can continue to play with the energy and momentum that they've shown so far.
And this is an important possession for North Carolina A&T, as they have it at the 14-yard line. And let's see, gonna have a delay of game going to be called against the Aggies.
Delay of game, which will put the Aggies deeper in their own territory. It's amazing, Don, how one play sometimes can change the entire momentum of the ball game. Hopefully Aggies can continue with that same energy that we've seen on offense for most of the first half.
It's an important possession for A&T, who leads 14-6. 1st and 15, as the give is to Martin. Martin with a nice run across the 15-yard line and brought down at the 16.
Martin picked up the 5 yards that the Aggies lost with the penalty, plus a couple of more. A&T's looking at 2nd and 8. Ball is just outside the 15-yard line of the Aggies.
Gain of 7 for Jermaine Martin on the carry. Raynard out of the gun again, has Martin this time to his left, And this time it is a give to Martin, but he is dropped. Florida A&M was right at home. Antonio Miller, who batted the ball up and had the interception a couple of possessions ago, making a great play for the Rattlers.
That play was destined for failure as soon as the ball was snapped because, as you said, Donald, that entire defensive front of Florida A&M, especially on the left side, just completely control the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for the running back or Rainer. No decision for Rainer to make there. Big loss of the play. Big third down play for the A&T Aggies coming up.
3rd down and 14 for A&T. FAMU shows blitz. They're not coming. Raynard has time. Looks, fires, has Leslie caught. 20-yard line and dropped at about the 22. He's going to be shy of an A&T first down. The Aggies going to be forced to punt.
You know, Florida A&M is implementing a great blitz package on A&T Al. They are loading up that box with 7 and 8 men, defending with 3, and A&T has just been unable to block that many people. But the slant passes will always be open, but if you have time to throw it.
They've done a pretty good job in terms of pass blocking, but you're right, Billy. Run blocking leaves a lot to be desired. That defense for Florida A&M has really controlled the line of scrimmage.
Chad Hunter in single safety gets off the punt. This is a good one. He calls for a fair catch and makes it at the 32-yard line. So that's a punt of 46 yards. And he was under some duress there as Florida A&M came, but I tell you what, Rivers unfazed and a 46-yard punt. So FAMU going to have possession, 2:29 remaining here in the first half, as they're going to have it at their own 32, trailing North Carolina A&T 14-6.
Again, just a big play that time by Rivers, the freshman punter. As you said, he was really under duress, but was able to flip the field. Aggies had to punt from deep in their own territory. As a result of the punt, Florida A&M puts the ball in play on their own 32, 1st and 10.
Ryan Stanley, 6 of 15 for 86 yards. No touchdowns. He has the 1 interception, sends a man in motion, and it's a handoff. And making his way to about the 34-yard line on the carry, Bishop Bonnet, gain of 2.
Clock running, 2 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the first half. The ball is on the 34-yard line of the Rattlers. 2nd and about 8 yards for a first down.
Stanley, shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. On 2nd and 8, has the snap, pump fakes, looks down the left sideline looking for Hunter, tried to make a back shoulder catch, and it was incomplete. And the All-America Mac McCain step for step with Hunter.
Great that defensive play by McCain that time, a little wheel route. Back shoulder throw that time by Stanley. Unable to get it there. Big 3rd down play for Aggie defense coming here. 3rd down. Rattlers need 8 for a first down.
Clock is stopped with 1:50. And Stanley has the snap. Looks, fires, and is almost intercepted as Mac McCain saw the play and almost came up with the interception. Marcus Williams was the intended receiver.
What a great job of baiting that time by Mac McCain. Receiver for Florida A&M tried a little stop route. Stanley did not read the play of McCain. Fortunately for Florida A&M, he couldn't contain it, couldn't hold on to it, but just a great defensive play by Mac McCain.
Chris Fadul to punt. And again, Baker in single safety for A&T. And it's blocked! And A&T has it, running with the football back the other way, and still on his feet. Don't know who it is, but across the 15-yard line, and it's Jalen Buffet with the block for the Aggies.
The Aggies all day have been threatening to block a punt. That time they lined up in punt block formation. And as you said, Donald, that's a great block that time. And there's a penalty on the play. It seems the block was by number 42, Will Jones. Of course, recovered by A&T, and
Well, I tell you, A&T must have noticed something on film, about the inability of FAMU to block on punts.
Ruling on the field is a block punt recovered by North Carolina A&T. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense. Correction. Florida A&M offense. Number 24, ripping the helmet off of a defender. It'll be 1st and 10, half the distance to the goal, North Carolina A&T.
So Herman Jackson got called. Will Jones is the one who was able to recover that punt. And again, just a great play by Jalen Bethea in being able to block that punt.
I tell you now, Donald, Al, we need 7 points now. We lost the momentum with the recovery of the fumble. We need to take it back.
This would be a great way to end the first half if we could get a score here. You're exactly right, Billy. Let's see what the offense does.
First and goal for A&T from the 6. Raynard out of the gun. Behind him is Cartwright. As Raynard has the snap, 3-step drop, looking in the end zone. Caught! Touchdown Aggies, Zachary Leslie on the reception. 72 touchdowns now in the career of Lamar Raynard, his 61st thrown touchdown.
Boy, you can see that coming that time, Donald, because on both sides, on Leslie's side and Bell was to the opposite, one-on-one coverage, no help available from the safeties. Raynard read it perfectly, just a great corner route. Got the ball up where only Zachary Leslie could bring it down. Great throw and catch, big touchdown A&T.
Noel Ruiz for the point after touchdown. The kick is up, and it is good. 1:31 remaining here in the first half. The Aggies able to capitalize on a block punt as they now lead Florida A&M 21-6. First place in the MEAC on the line in this game. And A&T able again to score.
That was great recognition by the Aggie offense because they came out, 2 wide receivers, Bell on the wide side, Leslie at the top of the formation, one-on-one coverage. The safeties for Florida A&M were lined up in a situation where no way they were going to be able to get out there and give them some help. Raynard read it perfectly. I think Leslie knew he had a one-on-one coverage. Just a beautiful little corner route that time, using that big 6'3" frame. Raynard got it up where only he could catch it. Beautiful throw and catch. Big touchdown, Aggies.
A&T going to kick it off again. Davis Rogers to kick it off for the Aggies. Gets his foot into it, and it's going to be taken at about the 7-yard line. That is Xavier Smith. Smith, nowhere to go. Doesn't even get back to the 20-yard line. And that's a good tackle there by A&T. Joseph Stuckey.
Great play by the special team that time, the kickoff team. Able to keep the Rattlers inside their own 20-yard line. 1:25 left in the first half. Aggies able to take advantage of the block punt. Beautiful throw and catch. Big touchdown for A&T.
Now, Al, considering the magnitude of the game, do you kind of sit on it now and because you're getting the kickoff in the second half, or you try to put something on the board?
If I'm Florida A&M, the Rattlers here, I'm sure, the first play, Billy will give us indication, and of course he's back with a pass.
And he tried to set up a screen pass, and it was knocked down by DJ. Darrell Johnson, who's had an outstanding season, the All-American defensive end, stands 6'5", 230-pound redshirt junior from Kingsland, Georgia.
Well, I don't know what's come over the Aggies, but we haven't seen enthusiasm like this on both sides of the ball since the first couple of games of the year. But the Aggies definitely came to play today, offensively, defensively, and special team. Second down.
Ball at the 19-yard line. Out of the gun, Stanley has the snap, has time, looks across the middle, has a receiver caught. 45-yard line, and Bethea, that is, making the tackle. Otherwise, Who knows how long Xavier Smith would have been running. An excellent catch, ball down at the A&T 49-yard line.
A lot of room in the middle of the field that time, and Stanley read it. Big throw and catch for the Rattlers. Minute and 2 seconds to go in the half.
Gain of 32, pump fake, Stanley looking, and it's knocked down, incomplete. Could have been intercepted, but knocked down as he was looking to get it in the flat, Al, on that far sideline.
Again, another really bad read that time by Stanley, the quarterback for Florida A&M. He didn't see the corner jumping that route, and it was a big break for the Rattlers that pass wasn't intercepted. But at any rate, 54 seconds, 2nd and 10, ball is on the 50-yard line.
Keandrick Richardson getting his hand on the football. And it's a run play, nice slip of the tackle by the back. Smith, Deshaun Smith, should have been a loss on the play. He's able to get a couple. Clock continues to move with 40 seconds remaining, brings up a 3rd and 8 situation.
Aggies here trying to keep the ball in front of them. 3rd down and about 8, clock's running.
And Stanley rolls to his right, has a receiver caught across the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and brought down at the 38-yard line. The clock at least is going to stop for the chains to move, but looks like Florida A&M may take a timeout. Taymel Christian, the tight end, making the reception.
Even though the clock's running and the Rattlers are down, they're really playing aggressive football. Aggies doing an excellent job. Situation like this, you definitely want to keep the ball in front. You don't want to make any mistakes where a receiver gets behind a defender. You're looking at 22 seconds. The ball is on the 38-yard line of A&T.
Of course, Billy Covington's got you covered at halftime. All of Billy's halftime guests are special, but he's got an extremely special guest at halftime, so you won't want to miss the halftime show right here on the Aggie Sports Radio Network. 22 seconds remaining here in the first half. FAMU down to A&T 21-6. It is 1st and 10 for the Rattlers from the Aggie 38-yard line. Man goes in motion to the left. Stanley looking, he's in trouble, he's sacked. And there he is, DJ Darrell Johnson with another sack. Continues to have an outstanding season as the clock is stopped as FAMU calls another timeout.
Great sack that time by DJ Darrell Johnson. Again, using that speed. Just a speed rush. Nowhere for Stanley to go. Great play in the secondary. As a result of the sack, we're looking at 16 seconds. Rattlers call timeout. 2nd and about 15 for the Rattlers of Florida A&M. Great time for a sack that time by DJ. Just a beautiful speed rush down. Able to get into Stanley's and bring him down for a big loss.
Darrell Johnson, of course, 6.5 sacks last year. First team All MEAC performer, has now 7 sacks on the season. Also an All-American as well. So Darrell Johnson, boy, he just continues to play well. Also has a batted ball in this game as well. Brings up 2nd and 16 from the A&T 44-yard line. Stanley has the snap. Stanley sliding, looks, has a receiver, and he's looking for Hunter. It's going to be incomplete. Penalty markers come out, and this is going to be pass interference against the Aggies.
Again, looking for Hunter over the middle. The official saw something that he deemed as interference.
Number 20, 15 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
That was on number 20, Najee Reams. Got a hand in a little too soon. Ball is now on the 29-yard line of A&T. 10 seconds to go in the half.
FAMU has no timeouts remaining. So let's see what they dial up here. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Chad Hunter, the leading receiver, is split wide right for the Rattlers. Stanley has it. Going to step up in the pocket, fires across the middle. It is caught, breaking a tackle, and finally being brought down was Azende Ray. And that's going to be the end of the first half. You got to wonder why maybe they didn't go to the sideline, Al, and try to get a play out of, get it out of bounds and try to kick a field goal, perhaps.
Especially since they had no timeouts, Don. You're right. And with the great field goal kicker that the Rattlers have, but fortunately for A&T.
You avoided a big play there at the half. How would you grade your team's performance?
The NNX games are teaming up to shred hate. Learn more at shredhate.org.
We're growing out of the fitness center.
I tell you, Theron, you got to tell us, at what point this year did you say, I've had enough, this is it?
Well, Bill, it's been long. I don't know, you notice sometimes I have to sit out on the sideline because my back is just not what it used to be. So for so long, we had very little help. Now I got plenty of help now, but having to do so much so long by yourself, and with very minimum help, it tears on you. And after a while, you know that if I'm going to enjoy some part of my life, I might as well go ahead and do it now.
You know, I was thinking about you at the East Carolina game. You load up the truck, you drive to Greenville, you go through a rain and thunder delay, then you have to go. I don't know if you came back home or went to Fayetteville, then unload the truck again. That was a long weekend.
That was something, and I'm going to be honest with you, in 34 years, that's the first time in 34 years that I had to deal with an ordeal like that. And I couldn't think straight when they postponed the game, and they waited so long to postpone the game. And so the hotel situation had got scarce because I believe Carolina was playing, or State, somebody was playing that day. And so we came back to Greensboro, had about 3 hours of sleep, load up, and go right back over to ECU the next morning. So it was a rough, long weekend.
And I think that may have been the straw that broke the camel's back that let you know it's time to go.
It was very frustrating. It was so unorganized with the ECU folks not knowing. I mean, I have never seen storm and rain that went sideways and lightning going sideways. It was incredible. That whole weekend was just incredible.
Well, one thing we can come out of your long tenure here at A&T, you had the opportunity to see your son come in and play football. I know Rap Brown's son, Doug, and your son was chasing footballs all over the place during practice and taking care of a little oddity and things. But they ended up coming to A&T, playing football and getting quality education.
They did.
And you got to be real proud of that.
I am. And actually, my son, he's on the sideline with me today. And he's going to be, actually, he was on the sideline just about every home game last year and this year. He's really still much in love with the university and definitely with the football program.
Yeah. So now, each year you got different help because a lot of your job was dependent on student help.
Right.
And each student graduation, you get new help often.
Yes, I do. And it's kind of wild because now we're in like the second, sometimes even the third generation. I have a lot of managers that came through the program years ago. Now their kids are my managers.
Oh, okay.
So and then with knowing so many people, so many athletes are sending their kids to A&T, and they put them under my umbrella. So a lot of the old former athletes' kids are also with me. They you took care of me and take care of my kids, But it's a good thing. It's great. I'm glad to be able to be in that position to help them out.
Now, initially when I first met
anything now.
Honestly, all of them were special. All of them had special in their own unique way. I think one of the toughest ones that I think came, Bill Hayes. He was a fighter.
Yeah, he was
a fighter. And Broadway came in not knowing who to trust, and he got a report that don't trust nobody. So we had to work that relationship, and all of them are just special now. We all get friends, and we stay in touch with each other, and we see each other from time to time. But it's been great.
I tell you, I think a lot of people fail to realize the responsibility you have as the equipment manager of North Carolina A&T. In your experience here the last 10 years, how has the equipment changed?
Ooh, that's a toughie.
Probably helmet and shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, like I said, there's a movie that came out, the concussion movie with Will Smith, and that brought awareness to just how important the kids' safety is. And since that movie, a lot of emphasis has been on the safety of the kids throughout the country, and people are paying close attention now to what's going on in that area. It's always been important to me, but just recently it's took on another level. And it's some serious business, and certifications and things need to be in place, because these parents as well as the kids need to know that the best interest is theirs, is being taken care of.
So you got to be looking forward for the future. We only have 3 more road games to go, a trip to Daytona, a trip to Savannah, and a tough trip to North Carolina Central. I've always liked to go to Daytona Beach. That's just a beautiful place, but that's a long drive.
Oh, man, I'm not looking forward to that trip this year. I think we got to go past Daytona. The team is flying down, but, of course, I'll be with the truck. And we got to go past Daytona. They having the National Bike Week going on. So, in saying that, it's just going to be hard getting in and out. To actually stay somewhere close, and then coming out of there, we're going to definitely hit the road going back. But that's a long ride, like you said, so we'll probably stop somewhere along the way and get a good night's rest and continue. But Daytona is a beautiful place.
It is.
It's a hectic place to get in and out of, though.
You're absolutely, especially if they got a race that weekend.
Oh,
that's a long weekend.
Yeah.
Have there been any conference stadiums that you just didn't want to go to?
Oh, yeah. Now, you talking about Howard, that's one of them. The streets are so narrow, it's very hard to get in and out of.
Yeah, but you at home.
It's
still narrow.
It's a very tough place. I cannot take my 18-wheeler to Howard. Matter of fact, the last time I took it, we parked 2 blocks away, and we had to haul the equipment 2 blocks to the stadium. And then got a ticket on top of it for parking. But Howard is probably the toughest, and followed by probably Florida A&M. It's tough getting in and out of those 2 places.
And another long ride.
Yeah.
Well, Coach Broadway said when he retired that he was going to spend a lot of time with his kids and his grandkids, play a little golf and do a lot of fishing. What's Deron Thomas going to do after that final day?
Well, Bill, funny you say that. I'm retiring and getting married all in the same month.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you.
All right.
So I'll be spending some time with my wife, and we got 6 months to make this decision on what I'm going to do next.
Well, when is the final day for you here at A&T?
Actually, it's November 30th.
Sprint Unlimited today.
Receiving, Zachary Leslie has 6 receptions for 116 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Bell and Hunt have 2 receptions apiece. And so the Aggie offense is playing with the energy and enthusiasm that we haven't seen from a consistent standpoint since the first couple of games of the year. And let's hope that we can keep that same momentum, that same energy going in the second half. And if they're running on all 8 cylinders today, and we said many times if they can continue that, boy, they are really a hard team to beat. So second half's going to be really important to see if we can continue to play with that same energy on both sides of the ball, because we know that the Rattlers are not going to go away easy. They're going to come back and really try to make a game of it in the second half.
Al, in the first half, Lamar Raynard, Mikael Cartwright, only 19 yards rushing. Florida A&M's defensive front bringing a lot of people in the box. They have completely stopped the running game.
Yeah, we only had 38 yards rushing at halftime. And, of course, as you said, Billy, that's a function of the play of the defensive front from Florida A&M. We knew early on that the offensive line play of A&T, as it were, was sort of a work in progress. We lost 4 starters from last year, and we sort of saw a little indication of that in the first 2 games of the year. Then we saw a little improvement, but today that defensive line of Florida A&M has completely outplayed the front 5 for A&T. But on a positive note, they have done a very good job of pass blocking. Raynard has been able to throw the ball. He hasn't been under duress a lot, but You're exactly right. In terms of run block, Billy, it's been a long day for the Aggie runners because the Florida A&M defense has just completely controlled the line of scrimmage.
One thing I know that really puzzles Coach Washington, I know he's upset with, we got 61 yards of penalties in the first half, and 3 of those have been dead ball personal fouls.
And, you know, the danger of that, I'm sure most of our fans realize that on your second penalty, the penalty this year is ejection from the ball game. So those guys who got those 3 personal fouls have really got to be careful because one more and they're out of the ball game, especially, you know, unsportsmanlike. So as we put the ball in play, the Aggies are, of course, having to punt start the third quarter. Florida A&M will be on the receiving end. Again, in terms of win, the Aggies are going to have the win at their back the second and fourth quarter, but again, the first and third, the Florida A&M Rattlers will have that advantage. So we're getting ready to start the second half, and here's my partner, Don Ware.
Appreciate it, Al, and great halftime show. Billy, of course, Theron Thomas doing it for so many years, the best in the business in terms of equipment managers. Rogers Davis kicks it off, and it's going to be taken by Smith right inside the goal line. He's up to the 10-yard line, 15 and upended as he got just across the 15-yard line. Again, excellent coverage there by the Aggies.
Again, anytime you can keep that receiving team on their side of the 20, the kickoff team has done their job, and we see an example of that in this situation. Florida A&M, their first possession, will put the ball in play starting at their own 18-yard line.
And that was Elijah Westbrook making the tackle of Smith on for the Aggies. And so Florida A&M going to start first and 10 from its own 17-yard line. We're 4 seconds into the third quarter as A&T has the 21-6 lead. Play fake by Stanley. Looks, fires, incomplete, looking for his back in the flat, Deshaun Smith.
Good defense that time by Deion Jones. Florida A&M, the Rattlers tried to sneak her back out of the backfield, a little flare route. Jones, that's his responsibility as linebacker, had him covered all the way. 2nd and 10 for the Rattlers.
Gain ball at the 17-yard line. Ryan Stanley, 9 of 22 in terms of completions. He tried to get a pass to Hunter, goes incomplete. A late flag comes out. This one going to go against Mac McCain.
That's a tough call against McCain because he had beautiful inside position, was playing the football. Would be different if he had never turned back and found the ball, but he did. But we're going to get a penalty against McCain.
Defense, number 29. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
That's tough call, because McCain did an excellent job, I thought, of playing pass defense.
McCain's got a couple of passes defended on the afternoon, but unfortunately picks up that pass interference. It moves the football to the Florida A&M 30 as the tight end comes in motion to the right on 1st and 10 for the Rattlers. The give is to the back, and he has nowhere to go. Jamal Darden in on the tackle for Florida A&M. Deshaun Smith not able to get, he may have lost a yard.
Again, that Aggie front four, we mentioned before the game that we thought one of the keys was to lengthen the game, keep the Rattlers 2nd and long, 3rd and long. So far, the Aggies have done an excellent job of doing that. 2nd down and about 11.
4 carries for 4 yards for Deshaun Smith, who now goes in motion to the right. Empty backfield, 5 receivers now. 3-step drop. Ryan fires that Stanley, that is, and it's caught by the tight end across the 40-yard line and brought down at the 41 by Jamal Darden. Was Tamel Christian, who's had a nice afternoon for the Rattlers, and another first down.
Well-designed play that time, dragging the tight end across the middle, in between the backers. Stanley read it, got it to him. Big first down for Florida A&M.
Gain of 11 as the ball is now at the Florida A&M 41-yard line. 4 receivers, 5 receivers, 3 to the near side for Ryan Stanley. Again, empty backfield. Low snap. Stanley picks it up under pressure. Now rolling to his right, just going to throw it out of bounds on the far sideline as his nearest receiver was his tight end, Christian.
Excellent coverage, sacked that time by the secondary. Ryan at time had to evade pressure. Unable to find anywhere, any receiver. Second down and 10.
13:24 left here in the third quarter. A&T 21 and Florida A&M 6. As Florida A&M has carried the ball 10 times for a net of 0 yards. Out of the gun, it's a play fake. Stanley across the middle. It is tipped and goal incomplete. As the ball was almost tipped, or was tipped by Christian, tried to tip it to himself and had it momentarily, but was still
just past the number 47.
And it goes incomplete.
Again, the big tight ends right up the seam. In between the safeties, behind the linebackers. Ball was slightly overthrown, but big break for A&T that he couldn't bring it in. Big third down play, 3rd and 10 for Rattlers. Ball is on their own 41-yard line.
4 receivers, 2 to either side. Now the man goes in motion and resets on the right side of the line. Play fake by Stanley. Looks as a receiver that's caught on the far sideline. That pass is complete to Marcus Williams and should be enough for a Rattler first down.
Excellent route by Williams that time. Just ran a deep comeback route. Got separation with the Aggie cornerback. Stanley put the ball exactly where he needed to put it. Excellent throw and catch. First down. Rattlers of Florida A&M.
Gain of 14 to the Aggie 47-yard line. And comes in motion, and the give is to the back, who breaks through. Smith still on his feet. Fighting across the 35-yard line and brought down at the 34. That's going to be a gain of 12 as FAMU continues to move the chains.
You know, Don, we talk about the importance of the first possession in the third quarter. Florida A&M taking advantage. Adjustments they made at halftime. It seems as though they're going to attack the middle of the field in terms of passing. Trying to get a running game going. 1st and 10.
In motion by Florida A&M. The give is to Smith off the left side. Smith fighting through a hole and gets across the 30-yard line and is brought down at the the 28-yard line. That is a gain of 6 as Smith continues to run the football well for the Rattlers.
Running with a lot of purpose. Keeping those legs moving. Picked up 6 big yards. 2nd down and 4. Ball is inside A&T's 30-yard line.
Smith is out, and Ricky Henryless is in. Some more motion for the Rattlers. This time Stanley drops back, has time, fires down the right seam. It's incomplete. He could not get it to his intended receiver, who was Isaac Sullivan, as Mac McCain on the defense.
Again, the Rattlers attacking the middle of the field. Aggies in man coverage. Excellent job that time by Max McCain. Big 3rd down play. 3rd down and about 4 for the Rattlers.
Gain ball at the Aggie 28-yard line. First possession of the second half for the Rattlers as he sends Henryless in motion to the left. 3-step drop, fires, pass caught. Shaking a tackle is Ray, and Ray gets across the 25-yard line, going to be down at the 22, and he's going to have enough for a Rattler first down.
Florida A&M continuing their third quarter surge. moving the ball against this Aggie defense. Ball inside the Aggie 25-yard line.
As Henryless now goes in motion to the right, looks right, throws left, caught. That is Hunter. Breaks a tackle, spins away, and is brought down right at the 20-yard line. So a gain of 3 on the pass from Stanley to Hunter.
As we said earlier, no way was this Florida A&M team going to just give up and go away. First possession of the third quarter, threatening to score against this Aggie defense.
John Smith back in, play fake, pass caught this time, right side. And that is Ray making the reception and is brought down at the 17-yard line. A gain of 2 is going to bring up about a 3rd and 5 for the Rattlers.
It would be very nice, Al, if we could stop them here and hold them to a field goal instead of a touchdown. They would come out, score a touchdown, and gain all the momentum back in which A&T had in the first half.
Going to be really interesting to see what they do here if they don't pick up the first down, trailing 21-6.
The Aggies show blitz, and Smith, that's Stanley flushed out of the pocket, now going to throw the football, and a retreating receiver, Williams, catches the ball for the Rattlers. On the near sideline, Marcus Williams with a great reception as he was essentially running backwards and caught the football and was pushed out of bounds.
Was that enough for a first down, Donald?
It's close, hard to tell. Looking at the far sideline to see if they're going to move the chains. I think they have. So it will be a first down for the Rattlers.
Placement is important because it's going to be, instead of 1st and 10, it's going to be 1st and goal for the Rattlers just inside the 10-yard line of A&T.
Split backfield behind Stanley, and it's a play fake. Stanley looking across the middle. It's almost picked off. A penalty marker comes in late. Good pressure there by the Aggies, but we do have a penalty marker that's down.
Stanley's pass is incomplete. However, there is
Good pressure that time by Aggies. It's going to be an interesting call because
well, fam, you was pointing toward A&T, but that looked like a great defensive play.
hard to see interference on that particular play, but
interference. Defense. Number 34. The ball will be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Oh, yeah, Allen, pass interference called against Deion Jones.
tough call against the Aggies.
It's a quarterback now.
Ball is going to be placed at the just inside the outside the 5. First down for the Rattlers.
Stanley is out. He was injured, so he's out. Now there's some movement. The quarterback for Florida A&M now is DJ Phillips. DJ Phillips in at quarterback has a man in motion. The give off the right side and looking for the end zone and a touchdown for the Rattlers. And that is Azende Ray on the inside receiver handoff. Good for 5 yards.
Important drive for Florida A&M. Trailing 21-6. Took the opening third quarter kickoff. Methodically moved the ball down, using both the run and the pass. As a result, able to put 6 points on the board.
As LI to attempt the point after touchdown, the kick is up and it is through. So with 8 minutes and 55 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the Rattlers have struck as they have pulled now to within 21-13, as we're going to step aside and take a 60-second timeout.
Extra point. Now the pressure is placed on the Aggie offense. This is their first possession of the third quarter, and hopefully they can have similar success.
Ally kicks it off, and he's going to get it to Wilson, who takes it at the 10-yard line. He's up to the 15-yard line. Penalty marker comes out. It's no doubt going to be a clip. We saw it from here as Wilson is brought down just shy of the 30-yard line.
Donald, that was an 87-yard drive by FAMU, taking up about 7 minutes, a little less than 7 minutes of the game. Methodical, short passes, a couple of long ones, got a couple of penalties, as Al indicated, and they're right back in the ball game.
Block in the back. Return team. Number 18.
Just as
10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
Of course, just the opposite, of course, A&T with this penalty on the ensuing kickoff. Aggies now find themselves with their initial possession of the third quarter, having to start deep in their own territory. The ball is placed on the A&T 10-yard line.
So the redshirt senior quarterback, Lamar Raynard, out of the gun to his left. That is Jermaine Martin. First and 10 for A&T. The give is to Martin. Martin looking for a hole off the right side. Still on his feet as he broke a tackle and is finally brought down as he ran right into Elijah Richardson, but not before a gain of 3.
One of the adjustments that we see early, that time the defensive front of Florida A&M, just before the ball was snapped, shifted to the strong side. As a result, only a short gain. Aggies need about 8 yards for a first down.
Offset eye, this time Raynard under center, and the give is to Martin. Martin off left tackle. Martin breaks out, and he's brought down at about the 25-yard line. That's going to be a first down, Aggies, and a gain of 12.
Big run that time by Jermaine Martin. Just when the Aggies needed it most. Able to find a crease on the weak side. Hard running, picked up a big first down for A&T.
Raynard again under center. Offset eye has a man coming in motion. That's Hunt. It's a give to Martin off the left side. Martin spinning, but not a whole lot there. Off that left side again, Elijah Richardson and other Rattlers on the tackle.
Sure, one of the things that the Rattler defense is keen on, usually when Raynard takes the snap from under the center, it's usually going to be a run play. And that time they were in a position to make a big stop. Little or no gain. Second and long for the Aggie offense.
Ball at the 26-yard line. A&T is moving left to right. Two-back pistol for Raynard out of the gun. Going to send a man in motion. It's a play fake by Raynard. Looking down the right seam. He has Hunt. It is incomplete. It was knocked away at the last moment by Orlando McKinley.
Look for a second as though Hunt was going to be open. But you're right, Don McKinley at the last minute. What a great play, even though he was beat. Never gave up on the play. Got that hand up just in time to deflect it away from Hunt. Incomplete pass, third down and long for A&T.
We've seen A&T try some big plays deep earlier on. Malik Wilson, a similar pass down the right seam. And so for A&T, it is 3rd and 9 as the Rattlers show blitz, and they are coming. Play fake as Raynard with the pass to Bell catches it, and Bell is shoved out of bounds as he got to about the 42-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for A&T and a gain of 16.
Great throw by Lamar Raynard. He had to deliver the ball over the shoulders of the defender, put it exactly where Bell could get it. Excellent throw, big catch, big first down A&T.
3 receptions for 38 yards for Elijah Bell, who looks good, was injured on last week and was playing hurt in the game against South Carolina State. Got to be the best receiver in all of the MEAC. Play fake pass, caught, or dropped, Leroy Hill couldn't hang on to the football.
Hill's got to take advantage of plays like that. He doesn't get very many opportunities to catch the football. That time, the tight end just released right up the gut of that zone defense. Would have been a tough catch, but it was catchable. Aggies now looking at 2nd and 10. Ball is on the A&T 42-yard line.
Khalil Carter in at quarterback now for A&T. Two-back pistol on 2nd and 10 as Cartwright goes in motion. It's a quarterback draw. Carter, not much there as he's tripped up and downed at the A&T 44, gain of 2.
Teams are beginning to pick up on film that usually when Carter comes in, as we said many times, he's a big quarterback. He weighs about 230 pounds. He's usually a quarterback keeper. The Rattlers were ready. 3rd and long for A&T.
Again, ball at the 44. It's between the hash marks. Khalil Carter in at quarterback. Drops back to pass. Has time. Fires. Near sideline. It is caught. Out of bounds. And that is Zachary Leslie. And he's going to be close to an A&T first down.
Love the route running of Zachary Leslie. That time he drove the defender back, got separations, ran a little square out. Excellent throw by Khalil Carter. Big first down for A&T.
Ball at the 47-yard line. That was a gain of 11 yards as the Aggies continue to move the chains. 5:12 remaining here in the third quarter. North Carolina A&T 21, Florida A&M 13. Under center, offset I, the quarterback Lamar Raynard, and we have some movement before the snap.
That's going to be against the big tight end. Leroy Hill left a little early. As a result, 5-yard penalty against the Aggies. Aggies looking now at 1st and 15. The ball is on the A&T 48-yard line.
9 penalties now in the ball game for North Carolina A&T. As they have it again, 1st and 15 from the 48-yard line of A&T. Raynard has the snap. He has a receiver, and it is incomplete. He was looking for Elijah Bell. And Bell sort of pulled back a little bit there. Pass goes incomplete.
From here, that looked like a dangerous pass. A lot of white shirts in the neighborhood. And Donald, I have the Aggies with 91 yards of penalties here in the we just in the third quarter.
Yeah, they were able to cut it back a little bit last week, but you're right, Billy, the penalties piling up here for A&T. 2nd and 15, two-back pistol. And the give is to Cartwright. Cartwright trying to break a tackle and is brought backwards. He gained a few, maybe a yard, perhaps 2, before he was brought down.
Well, again, Don, that defensive front of Florida A&M is really controlling the line of scrimmage. I think you alluded to the fact earlier, Billy, that we just didn't have, we only had 38 yards of rushing at halftime.
And that's not good.
Emilio Gibbs on the last tackle brings up 3rd and 14 for A&T from its zone 49. The Rattlers showing blitz, and they're coming as Raynard has time, looks, fires on the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete near sideline. He was looking for Malik Wilson, who was covered by Andrew Hines, and the Aggies going to be forced to punt.
Aggies had a small drive going. Big penalty, of course, by the tight end Hill, who left a little early. Aggies never able to recover. 4th down and looking at about 15. Forced to punt.
Smith in single safety. Xavier Smith in single safety. Rivers to punt it. Gets off the punt. And Smith catches it at the 10 and runs for about 4 yards to the 14-yard line. Actually, that was Bishop Bonnet on the return, as we do have an A&T player.
Who has the upper hand now? Start winning today. Book now at LQ.com.
Can ace the
sustain that level for 4 quarters. We know that Florida A&M is going to continue to put the pressure on.
Stanley's pass is caught, shaking a couple of tackles. Ray is loose, breaks another tackle. 35-yard line and finally ridden out of bounds at the 40-yard line. A catch and run of 25 yards from Stanley to Azinda Ray.
Ray, very elusive, caused a couple of Aggies to miss tackles. And as you said, Don, on the first play from scrimmage, a big play for Florida A&M. The ball is now on their 40-yard line. Momentum and energy seems to be on the Florida A&M side of the field at this particular time.
Again, out of the gun is Stanley. And the give, and it's a big hole, breaking a tackle. Still on his feet, Henryless, as he's going to be into A&T territory at the 48-yard line and has enough for Florida A&M first down.
The Rattlers have made some big adjustments at halftime. As we said, they only rushed the ball for 1 yard that first half, but coming out in the third quarter, they've been able to string together some very successful runs. As a result, they moved the ball inside the 48-yard line of A&T. 1st and 10.
Gain of 12 there for Henryless. More motion by the Rattlers. Henryless on the carry this time. Going nowhere, going to lose a couple of yards as he's brought down at midfield. Deion Jones and others make the play for the Aggies.
Loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
Aggie defense that time. Excellent play by number 94, Justin Cates. Able to penetrate, make a big stop. 2nd down for the Rattlers.
Ball is at midfield. 12 yards for a first down for Florida A&M. Stanley on the play fake. Looks, fires, has a receiver, and it's caught near sideline and sliding out of bounds after making the reception was Doc Lucky, the redshirt sophomore from Gainesville, Florida. And it's going to be a first down for the Rattlers.
To Marjorie Abraham on the cover. Again, a lot of man-to-man on the outside by the Aggie corners. Receiver from Florida A&M was able to get separation. Beautiful throw and catch. Another first down for the Rattlers.
Gain of 12 to the 38-yard line. And comes in motion, and the give is to Henryless up the gut. Good motion there by Florida A&M, but the Aggies stayed at home. Able to make the tackle for the Aggies was Jermaine Williams.
Great play by Williams that time. Little inside trap by Florida A&M. Williams refused to be trapped. Short gain, 2nd down and about 10.
Ball at the 37-yard line. Ryan Stanley has been pretty sharp here in the third quarter. As the give, and nothing doing. A&T all over that one. The Aggies stayed at home as Trey Smalls making the tackle for A&T.
Well, you called it right, Don. They were all over that running play. As a result, here we go again. 3rd down and long.
After that loss of 2. Deshaun Smith on that last carry. He remains in the ball game for Florida A&M. Ball is back at the 39-yard line. It is 3rd and 11. And timeout going to be called. Or, excuse me, that's the end of the third quarter. Excuse me, the end of the third quarter as North Carolina A&T has the 21-13 lead over Florida A&M. We're back in 60 seconds with the fourth quarter. You're listening to Aggie Football.
Click, call, or visit a store today.
As now we've flipped fields, flipped ends of the field, I should say. So Florida A&M having possession now, moving left to right. Ball is at, again, the A&T 39-yard line. A&T 21, Florida or FAMU 13. Ryan Stanley, 17 of 34, 219 yards, no touchdowns and 1 interception. He's under duress on third down. Man is open, caught, 35-yard line. That is Ray, breaks a tackle. Ray is basically clotheslined as he finally is brought down at about the 27-yard line. A gain of 12 and a Rattler first down.
Excellent play call by Florida A&M. As you said, Don, a lot of pressure up the middle. That time it either slipped the back out in the open area, vacated by the linebacker for A&T. Stanley got it to him one time. Big first down for Florida A&M.
Man comes in motion again, and the give is to Henryllis. Henryllis off the left side. Not a whole lot going on there. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Rattlers only had 1 yard rushing at halftime, big quarter, so they did an effective job of putting the ball on the ground against A&T. Aggies now facing the challenge, ball inside the 30-yard line of A&T, 2nd and 10.
Ryan Stanley has been much more effective here in the second half as the Rattlers moving the football. Ball is at the 26-yard line of the Aggies. Stanley drops back. He's under pressure, fires off his back leg, and was down the left seam, but it was incomplete as he was looking for Doc Lucky.
Aggies really caught a break that time. Our rover Jamal Darden was really out of position. Here we go again, 3rd down and 10.
Let's see what the Rattlers dial up here. Stanley now going to roll to his right on 3rd down, looking, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Incomplete. The nearest receiver was Marcus Williams, and let's see what decision Florida A&M makes here on 4th and 10.
I think they're going to kick it, Donald. He certainly has the leg for it. What's this, Al?
This is going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt. 44. Ball's going to be placed at the 34. So it makes it a 44-yard attempt by the kicker from Florida A&M.
Yep, his longest of the season is 43 yards. He's 10 of 14 on the season. Snap, hold is down, kick is up, and it is no good. It is wide right, and the Aggies dodge a bullet as we have 13:30 remaining here in the 4th quarter. A&T continues to lead 21-13.
And Don, you put it very well. We dodged the bullet. Florida A&M had all the momentum. Passing game was working. The running game.
The all-new 2019 Infiniti QX50. There's nothing traditional about it. Infiniti. Empower the drive.
Got to take care of football.
Big possession here for the Aggie offense. Big possession.
Offset eye as Raynard is under center on 1st and 10 from the 27. The give is to Jamaine Martin. Martin fighting forward. It's going to get to the 30-yard line where his forward momentum is going to be stopped. And that's a gain of 3. The A&T just has not been able to run the football this afternoon. You got to credit Florida A&M's defense.
Well, if you look at that Florida A&M defense on 1st down, sometimes they're bringing 8-9 guys up to, play against the run. And that's really hard to run against. And so now picked up 3 yards. Aggies looking at 2nd and 7.
3 receivers, 2 to the near side for Raynard. Drops back, and the screen pass is caught. Cartwright. And Cartwright on the far sideline is ridden out of bounds as a penalty marker comes in on the far sideline.
Boy, we dodged a bullet then. That defensive end, he saw that screen coming, and he almost jumped out and got into the passing lane. But anyway, as you said, it's going to be a penalty, and this could be another penalty against A&T.
It's going to be a holding against Leroy Hill. of A&T.
Hill has had a really tough day. I mean, that holding penalty is going to really hurt.
Yeah, 11. That's now 11 penalties for 103 yards for A&T, who leads 21-13. 12.5 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Critical possession for A&T. Looking at second and about 15.
As Raynard has it, pass caught by Wilson. Makes one man miss, running across the formation to the far sideline. And it's going to be hit and drop. Boy, a big-time hit by the Rattlers on that far sideline. And I'll tell you what, boy, having a heck of a day is Elijah Richardson making another play for the Rattlers.
You know, we talked about before the game that Florida A&M had a comparable amount of athletes to face A&T's, and that defense really looks quick. They've done just, with the exception of a couple of drives the first half, they have really done a good job of putting the kibosh on A&T's offense.
Third and long, ball at the 19-yard line. Raynard spins away, rolls to his right, throws it down the field, and it is caught. And that is Zachary Leslie as a penalty marker comes down on the far sideline. He is right at the sticks for that first down.
This could be a big call here because the initial call was for incomplete pass. Let's see what you're right, Donald. Flag came in late. This could really be.
It's an incomplete pass. Sideline warning. The first warning against Florida A&M. Fourth down.
It was an incomplete pass. The penalty was a sideline warning, which is not an enforceable penalty. Just what it says, a warning. As a result, fourth down, Aggies forced to punt.
Orlando McKinney back deep.
Rivers is going to punt from inside his 5-yard line.
Orlando McKinley stands in single safety at the 40 for the Rattlers. It's a good punt. Backs McKinley up to the 35-yard line, looking for a crease. Breaks a tackle and is spun down across the 40-yard line and down to the 43 as a penalty marker comes in.
Again, an excellent punt by Rivers.
Number 42, Will Jones. There is a flag on the play.
This could be a big call here if it is indeed against Florida A&M, because they're going to have good field position from the change of possession. Officials are conferring again.
There's a 46-yard punt by Rivers. He's done an excellent job this afternoon for A&T. Let's get the call.
There's no foul on the play for participating without a helmet. Media time.
Yeah, well, interesting.
No foul for participating without a helmet. Okay.
So 11:22 remaining here in the fourth.
1 cup of lemonade. Time to pack up, kids.
NFL Sunday Ticket. Get every live game every Sunday at no extra charge when you switch to DirecTV. More for your thing. That's our thing.
It was a flight Bobby never imagined. A nail-biter live at 30,000 feet, filled with action, first downs, and a 62-yard field goal to win. Free live TV on American Airlines.
Looms large.
Florida A&M has it, moving left to right. 1st and 10 from its own 44. Man goes in motion. That's Zenday. The give is to the back. Oh, he gets outside. Penalty marker is going to be thrown as Deshaun Smith was run out of bounds, but we have a penalty marker. This one going to come back and goes against the Rattlers.
This has got to be whole against the Rattlers. I mean, even with my bad eyes, I can see it from here.
Number 6.
That's a big play.
10-yard penalty in the previous spot.
Big penalty against the Rattlers.
Patrick McCormack called for the penalty.
But, you know, Billy, you're right. The Rattlers are right where they want to be. You're
Yeah.
on the road. All you can ask for playing on the road against a team like A&T, if you're going into the fourth quarter and you are still in the ball game, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better scenario.
Absolutely.
Unless you were ahead by 2, you know, which they're not. So they're right where they want to be, and this is going to be an interesting fourth quarter.
Ball at the 34-yard line, 1st and 20 for the Rattlers. Split backfield. Now Zende Ray goes in motion. The pass is to Ray. Caught it. 35-yard line and brought down at the 38. It's going to be a gain of 4 for the Rattlers. Clock moves, 10:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter as A&T leads Florida A&M 21-13.
Excellent open field tackle that time by Antoine Wilder. 2nd down. Rattlers are looking for about 15 yards for a 1st down.
And Stanley has it. Looks to pass under pressure. Fires caught. Pass is caught across the middle. Ray breaking a couple of tackles and is finally brought down. He may have gained a yard to the third. Comes in.
And this is a dead ball foul. Hopefully it won't go against A&T, but there was a lot of talking between a player from A&T and a player from Florida A&M. And let's see who gets the penalty.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 95, abusive language. 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Killer.
Unsportsmanlike foul of the game.
Julian McKnight. Boy. Instead of it being 3rd and 16, as a 1st and 10 in A&T territory at the 46.
See the 2 players, talking to each other, and it's just a matter of who the flag was going to be against, Billy. And, of course, it's against A&T, and another dead ball foul comes back to haunt the Aggies.
Abusive language. First time I ever heard that one.
All right, so FAMU with position again at the Aggie 46-yard line. Stanley going to drop back and pass. Has time. Looking deep, and it's going to be tipped away, incomplete. Good coverage there by A&T on the intended receiver, Marcus Williams.
I tell you, the offensive line of Florida A&M gave Stanley all day to pick out one receiver in the route, and he almost threw a completion. We have got to get us some pressure on that young man. He just cannot sit back there and have time to throw a pass. We got to rush him, put somebody in his face.
Well, we know, Stanley did not have a good first half, but if experience tells us anything the last couple of years, this guy doesn't give up, boy. He stays in the game. So we really got to be aware of his presence.
Play fake by Stanley on 2nd down, and pass is incomplete down the far sideline. His receiver got tangled up with one of the defensive backs of A&T.
Again, Mac McCain in tight man-to-man coverage. How many times have we said this today? Another big 3rd down, 3rd and 10 for the Rattlers. Ball is on A&T's 46-yard line.
FAMU, 5 of 11 on 3rd down conversions. 3rd and 10. As Stanley going to look, fires right side. Pass is caught. And the tackle is made at the 33-yard line. Again, Marcus Williams on the reception and a 1st down for the Rattlers.
That was a great throw and catch that time. Williams, the outside receiver, just a beautiful route over the middle, got separation, found the open area in that zone.
This is an interesting formation. As now into the game at quarterback is DJ Phillips for Florida A&M. Play clock is at 8. 2-back pistol. Now man comes in motion from the left, and it's a keeper by Phillips, and he's body slammed down. Sam Blue says no, 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 and brings him down.
Excellent play by Blue.
Sam Blue on the stop. Loss of 4 on the play. Brings up second down and 14.
Stanley's back in the ball game. Limping slightly as he came in. Rattlers need to get inside the 25-yard line of A&T for first down.
2nd and 13 from the 36-yard line. Stanley on the play fake. Looks to the far sideline, fires. It is knocked away, incomplete.
Well, it's strange, Al. He threw that one in double coverage, which is uncharacteristic of him today. Brings up another 3rd and 14, Al. Another big play for that.
Another big play, Billy. You're right. 3rd down. Aggie secondary under pressure all day. Done a pretty good job of pass defense.
Well, they got 5 DBs in. Took out a linebacker, put in an additional DB.
That was Joseph Stuckey making that last play. A&T just going to rush 3 or 4 here on 3rd down. Plenty of time for Stanley across the middle. It is caught. Breaking a tackle and diving for the first down. That is Xavier Smith. And I think he may have, just depends on the spot.
Down from here, looks like that last dive made it.
See where the official marked the ball.
That was just extra determination. Missed tackle by A&T. And we're going to get looks like it's going to be a timeout for FAMU, so it must be 4th down.
Yep, it is 4th and short. And the thing about Stanley, he has gotten the football to 7 different receivers, and the previous play is under review with 7 minutes and 46 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter, with A&T leading Florida A&M 21-13.
Excellent call that time by the Rattlers, because, you're right, Billy, that time the Aggies brought the nickel package in, brought in another defensive back. Rush 3, dropped everybody else off, which led Stanley to know that they're playing some type of zone. Brought a receiver from the opposite side of the formation across, got the ball to him, and second effort, we're going to see if he indeed got enough for a first down. But I'd be willing to bet here, if it's 4th down and less than a yard to go, the Rattlers are going to probably go for it.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt. Playing away from home, they're in the ball game, and they have really stymied the Aggies defensively here in the second half. And I think Willie Simmons, if this ball is short, they're going for this.
A lot of confidence.
Oh, yeah. Well, Al, they've been able to move the football, and that's that gives you confidence, especially away from home. And they got the momentum now. They got Big Mo on their side, and they want to keep it and keep this drive alive.
No doubt about it, Billy, because they only have, 1 yard rushing at halftime.
Yeah.
And they were able to pick up 30 yards rushing at important third quarter. So this is indeed a big measurement, but at any rate, I'm pretty sure that the Rattlers are going to go for it on 4th down if it is not already a first down. Any rate, pressure on the Aggie defense.
289 yards of total offense for Florida A&M. Meanwhile, 279 yards of total offense for North Carolina A&T, who has not been able to do anything offensively here in the second half. And Florida A&M has at least dominated from a time of possession standpoint here in the second half, and has been able to put up some points to pull to, again, within 1 possession at 21-13. Again, we're in a review situation of the last play. I think they're looking to see where exactly the receiver, Xavier Smith, where exactly he dove for that first down marker on the far sideline, and they're trying to see exactly where the spot of the football should be.
Well, from the sticks, he looks like he's about a yard short. Looks like. But upon review, Al, here it comes.
All right, let's see if we can get the call from the referee. Rory Bernard is the referee.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
4th down. Less than a yard. Ball is on the 24-yard line of A&T. We're in the 4th quarter of a really highly contested game. We knew coming in, guys, it was going to be a four-quarter football game. And even though the Aggies started out really quick, it has turned into what we thought it was going to be, a 4-quarter game. Here we go, 4th down.
Ball is at the 24-yard line. If the Rattlers get it to the 23, they will indeed have. All right, so they just clarify Florida A&M has 3 timeouts. That timeout that they had taken didn't count because of the replay. So FAMU has 3 timeouts remaining, so does A&T. Again, if the Rattlers get to the 23-yard line, they're going to definitely have a first down. It is 4th and 1 from the A&T 24. Under center is Stanley. The give is to the back, and it looks like he's going to have the first down and more to about the 21-yard line.
Just a straight power play. Rattlers brought in a big defensive tackle as a blocking back that time. Able to pick up all-important first down. That missed extra point, Billy, could really be loom large as the game progresses.
Loom large, Al, loom large.
Ball at the 21-yard line of A&T. Motion. The give is to Ray. Ray weaving through traffic across the 10-yard line, still on his feet, and finally brought down at the 8-yard line. And on the inside handoff to Ray, it is a gain of 13.
Well, that was a heck of a run by Ray. Boy, when he cut back, he just eluded some tacklers and just by sheer force of will was able to pick up 13 yards. Another first down for Florida A&M.
New quarterback, Don.
First and goal from the 8, DJ Phillips is the quarterback. Now for Florida A&M out of the gun, and it's a play fake, and Phillips is brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
There he is. DJ, what a play.
Daryl Johnson, Al, just continues to make big plays.
What a big play by Daryl that time. Came across untouched. Florida A&M trying to run that spread option. Daryl had control of both players. Second down and goal. The ball is on the 14-yard line of A&T.
Loss of 5 on the play for the Rattlers. Stanley back in at quarterback. Shotgun formation. And the give is to the running back. Was able to get about 3 yards to the 10. That was Deshaun Smith on the carry.
Third and goal. Ball is just outside the 10-yard line. Aggie defense looking for one more big play.
We're inside of 5.5 remaining in the 4th. A&T 21, FAMU 13. Third and goal for the Rattlers from the Aggie 10. As the pass is knocked up, it's caught, and on his feet and looking for the end zone, diving, and a touchdown for Florida A&M. Chad Hunter. As the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Hunter had the wherewithal to catch the football and run it into the end zone for the touchdown.
What a break for Florida A&M. As you said, the ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage, but Hunter had the presence of mind. Here's the all-important 2-point conversion to tie the score.
See what the call is. Ryan Stanley, shotgun formation, and now a timeout going to be called by the Aggies. So with 5:09 remaining here, A&T calls a timeout on the 2-point conversion. And we're going to keep it here. 21-19, A&T with the 2-point lead, but we still have a
Doing a great job.
for Florida A&M. Ryan Stanley, the quarterback, out of the gun. He has Smith as his lone setback. Deshaun Smith, 21 for A&T, 19 for Florida A&M. And it's a little bit of trickery and running the football. And he's going to be, he's still moving the ball forward. Still has not been blown dead. And what's the call here? Marcus Williams on the carry, and it's no good. The two-point conversion is no good.
No good. Interesting call that time by Florida A&M. We've talked about all year how difficult it is to go wide on this defense. They're so quick. They really react to the ball. Their pursuit is really good, and that time we saw an example of that. Florida A&M tried a little trickeration, as it were, and the Aggie defense was there to stop it. And 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the ball game, that extra point miss did loom very large, Billy. But with 5 minutes to go, boy, what do you need now, Billy? You need a running game, boy.
You need a running game bad.
You need a running game to take some time off the clock.
Hold it down.
But guess what? The previous play is
under review.
Well, I tell you, if I was Willie Simmons, I would have called it too. But he's already, you can under review.
Oh, boy, this is...
Yeah, that comes from up top, or NCAA, so,
Nothing you can do.
Nope.
It's there for you.
Just wait another 7 minutes, as we've grown accustomed to. Because we had 3 last week up at Delaware, and it averaged about 7 minutes review. So let's see what they come up with. But again, gutsy call by the Rattlers. Got to give a running back credit. Boy, he was stopped behind the line of scrimmage, but just kept those feet moving. The big boys up front kept pushing, and it was really hard to tell from our vantage point where the momentum had stopped. And the initial call was that
he didn't make it.
Did not make it. So it's going to have to be something that they can see that definitely overturns that call, because remember the call on the field was did not make it. So let's see what the review officials come up with.
And I think we can't see the replay, but I think it's very difficult with all of that mass of humanity. The progress of the ball will be hard to find.
Here we go.
But we'll see.
The ruling on the field stands. The conversion is no good.
All right.
So no good on the conversion. Still, even with that and the score remaining 21-19, A&T has another issue. They only have 46 yards of total offense here in the second half. They're going to have to move the football at least, try to put some points on the board, and prevent Florida A&M from having another opportunity to get possession of the football.
You're exactly right, Donald. We need at least 2 first downs. And if not, we may have to turn the ball back over to this Florida A&M offense that has momentum on their side.
Watch the onside kick.
It's a good call. Ally to kick it off for Florida A&M, deep to receive for the Aggies, Amos Williams and Malik Wilson, who already has a kickoff return for a touchdown. He kicks it deep, and it's going to be taken by Wilson over his head and through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And so A&T going to have possession with 5:09 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 1st and 10 from its own 25, leading Florida A&M 21-19.
Again, a lot of conversation between players on both teams. We've already seen what can happen because of that. Big 15-yard penalty against A&T. But at any rate, here we go. Ball's on their 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Aggies.
A lot of time still remaining in this ball game. Offset eye behind Raynard. Bell goes in motion to the right. The give is to Marquell Cartwright. Cartwright going straight ahead, protecting that football, and is able to get just across the 28, a gain of 3.
Again, usually when Raynard is under center, it's going to be a run. Cartwright picked up 3. Big second down play for A&T. Second down, looking for 7 yards for a first down.
This time split backfield as Raynard in shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the far side. For the redshirt senior from High Point, sends Kashawn Baker in motion to the right. The give is to Cartwright. Breaks a tackle. Cartwright on his feet across the 30 and brought down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 5 for Cartwright brings up 3rd and 2 for A&T.
Gutsy run that time by Marquell Cartwright. But as you said, Don, this is a big 3rd down play. 3rd down. Aggies must get to the 35-yard line. Looking 2 yards for a first down.
Interesting. They sent all their bigs. A bunch right is the formation. Now they come back. So now you got essentially a 3-back pistol. And the give is to Jermaine Martin. First down yardage and more across the 35-yard line and brought down at the 37. A gain of 4 for the Aggies.
Excellent run that time by Martin. Florida A&M expecting to run. Put 9 guys on the line of scrimmage. Martin able to go off tackle, turned it up, picked up a big first down for A&T. 3 minutes, 34 seconds left in the game. Aggies 21, Rattlers 19.
Boy, we needed that, Al. We could not
definitely needed that.
We couldn't afford to go 3 and out at that particular time. Now we have 3 more downs to run off some more time off the clock.
Cartwright is out, and Jermaine Martin is in. 2-back pistol on 1st and 10 for the Aggies. Martin looking for some running room, looking to deliver that punishment, and does, as he's brought down back at the line of scrimmage.
Again, that front 4 Florida A&M really controlling the line of scrimmage. Nowhere for Martin to run. No gain whatsoever. Aggies looking at 2nd and 10. Khalil Carter comes in at quarterback. Again, Carter, 234 pounds. Excellent runner. Powerful runner. 2nd and 10.
Clock continues to move, 2.5 remaining. Play clock down to 5. Leslie goes in motion. Carter on the quarterback keeper and only gains about a yard.
Boy, you have a decision here, Don.
Yeah.
3rd and 10.
FAMU uses the timeout.
Well, so you want to be a coach, huh? 3rd and 10. Yeah, 3rd and about 9.
Surely I thought that would be a better play. You know,
yeah.
Every team knows that Cartwright comes in. Carter comes in as a running play. Could have crossed him up with the pass.
Florida A&M has 2 timeouts left. There's 2 minutes, 16 seconds to go. Sole possession of first place in the MEAC on the line. A&T looking at a big 3rd down play. The Aggies need about 9 yards for a first down.
Yeah, this is a tough spot. I mean, what do you do here?
It's tough, no.
Do you want to run a wide receiver screen to ensure that you catch the pass and then try to pick up the first down? Do you run the football? Do you throw it beyond the sticks? Take your chances. All kinds of decisions and opportunities here for the Aggies, who lead 21-19, 2:16 remaining in the 4th quarter. Let's see what the Aggies dial up. 4 receivers, 2 to either side. Cartwright is your lone setback to the right of Raynard out of the gun. As Raynard has the snap, he rolls to his right now. He's going to have to chuck it. Does, and is almost picked off. He threw it in traffic looking for Zachary Leslie, and it goes incomplete. It was almost intercepted. And the Aggies, boy, going to be forced to punt. 2:09 remaining here in the 4th, leading by 2.
That time the Rattlers dropped 7 guys back in the coverage. And as you say, we were very, very fortunate that that pass was not picked off. At any rate, Aggies forced to punt.
Chad Hunter was deep to receive.
Oh, we got an offside. Doesn't change very much. Instead of 4th and 10, it's going to be 4th and about 5.
Orlando McKinley is now in single safety.
Number 13, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
Still 4th down.
Bishop Bonnet, the guilty party. Still 2:09 remaining. A&T leads Florida A&M 21-19. A&T in punt formation. Michael Rivers has had an outstanding game punting the football. Again, Orlando McKinley stands at the 15 of Florida A&M. He's in single safety. Rivers gets it off. McKinley calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 21-yard line.
Well, Al,
so what it's all about, gentlemen, you're looking at the 4th quarter. 2 minutes, 1 second to go. Florida A&M, the ball is on its own 21-yard line, trailing by 2.
Well, Al, if the Aggie defense can hold up to its name, this is the time they really need to step up to the plate. Because you know that ball is going to be put in the air, and they have a good field goal kicker whose longest is 43, and all they want to do is get close.
Yep, and look, there's no Ryan Stanley but G.J. Phillips. Stanley has been in and out. I think he's injured a little bit. The lone setback is Deshaun Smith. But the give is to the receiver coming off the left side, breaking a tackle and is run out of bounds on the far sideline, Xavier Smith. Good pursuit there by A&T.
He's going out of the lineup now, but DJ hasn't thrown the ball today, Donald. We just got to look for him for the pass or the handoff, and another missed tackle. That should have been a loss.
Yeah, they're going to...
Stanley back in the game.
Give him about a yard or so. Bring up 2nd and 9.
1:55 left in the 4th quarter.
From the 22-yard line, Stanley has the snap, looks, fires across the middle. It is caught, breaking a tackle, but knocked down. Ray broke the first tackle, but could not break the second. And that was the Rover, Joseph Stuckey, making the tackle for the Aggies.
Good tackle, good tackle.
Clock continues to move. 1:39 remaining. FAMU does have 2 timeouts remaining. As you can hear, the A&T crowd comes to its feet. It is 3rd down and 8 for Florida A&M. The ball is at the 23-yard line. Stanley has the snap. It's a run, and a good run at that.
Boy, he's going to be close.
And it's going to be close to a 1st down as Henryless on the carry for the Rattlers, and it is a 1st down for FAMU.
Boy, that was a brave call, Al.
Yes, it was. It was a gutsy call by Florida A&M. 3rd down, you needed 8 yards for a 1st down. Aggies looking for pass.
Stanley going to pass it again across the middle, and it is almost picked off. As that was McCain, I believe, and he's down. He came down on that shoulder area, Al.
McCain made an excellent jump on the ball, as you said. Don was in the position to intercept, but came down on that, looks like that left shoulder. This could be a big loss for A&T if Mac McCain has to come out of the game. Probably their best defender in the secondary. There's 1 minute on the clock. 1 minute on the clock. The Rattlers still have 2 timeouts. What a ball game, guys. What a ball game.
60 seconds. 60 seconds remaining in this ball game as McCain able to come to his feet. He's holding that right shoulder. I mean, he's not holding, it's sort of dangling a little bit, that arm, as he comes to the sideline. So that's a big loss to him not on the field.
Big loss. Seems to be in a lot of pain. 2nd and 10.
Let's see if FAMU picks on that side of the, or actually, excuse me, it's not McCain. It's not McCain who is out. McCain is in the game. We'll have to see exactly who that is for A&T, but Stanley drops back, screen pass, caught, Henryless, 35-yard line, and is upended just shy of the 40-yard line. So he picks up about 8 yards.
Another Aggie down. Excellent call that time by Florida A&M. Second and long. Knowing the Aggies are going to come with an upfield rush. Little screen pass picked up enough yards so they find themselves now third down, and they need about 2 yards for a first down.
And A&T forced to use a timeout because of the injury, and they had to use one before. That's going to leave the Aggies with one timeout remaining. I believe it's the scoreboard shows 2 timeouts. We have 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter as A&T trying to protect this 21-19 lead. It's another third down situation for the Rattlers as the Aggie that was down, that was Joseph Stuckey, able to walk off under his own power.
The clock will start on the snap. Third down.
All right, so no timeout there for A&T. Ball is at the 40-yard line. Again, the Rattlers are moving left to right, trailing 21-19, 50 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. It is 3rd and 3. Back goes in motion, 3-step drop, fires incomplete as he was looking for Smith in the middle of the field. Stanley was, and threw it awry of Smith.
Well, this is your ball game.
I agree with you, Al.
Fourth down. Rattlers need 2 yards for a first down. This is your ball game. Let's see what the Rattlers draw up.
Pass or run, Al.
Play clock is down to 7 for Florida A&M. Stanley out of the gun, Henryless to his left. 1 second. And Stanley has the snap, looks, fires, and it is caught. Smith catches it at the 46-yard line, and it's going to be a first down for FAMU with 43 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Boy, what a gutsy call. What's a gutsy execution.
And they snap the ball. Stanley looking. He is looking deep for the receiver, and it's going to be incomplete. He overshot his intended receiver, who fell down, I think was trying to pick up a pass interference call, Ray. And the clock stops with 30 seconds remaining. It brings up 2nd and 10 for FAMU.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. 30 seconds remaining.
Boys,
they need about 30 yards down to be in field goal range.
And it is 30 seconds remaining on 2nd and 10. Stanley throws, pass, caught, Hunter, ridden out of bounds in A&T territory. Going to be marked out at the 47-yard line. Brings up another third down situation for FAMU. They are 9 of 18 on third down conversions, converting 50% this afternoon. 26 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. FAMU trails by 2. It is 3rd and 4 as Stanley up. It's a run, and Henryless still on his feet across the 40-yard line and brought down at the 37-yard line. A gain of 10 for Henryless and a timeout called by the Rattlers.
Boy, just a straight off-tackle, old-fashioned off-tackle power play. Picked up great blocking at the point of attack. 21 seconds.
Now, I tell you, that was a brave call, Al. A&T was not expecting that off-tackle run. And Henryless picked up considerable yards, picked up another first down. And he's, Florida A&M has another set of downs with 21 seconds remaining in the game.
And one timeout in their pocket.
And one timeout in the pocket.
And according to your pregame scouting report, Billy, fairly decent field goal kicker.
Oh, yeah, as long as it's 43. And just had This has the shade of a Morgan State game, but let's see what it comes up to.
He missed one from 44 a little bit earlier on.
Yeah.
Ball is at the 38-yard line of A&T as Stanley has the snap. Under pressure, fires, and it's going to be incomplete, and a penalty marker comes out.
On that, yeah. You're going to get a penalty on that.
Derek Williams, the second, going to be called for pass interference.
You're going to get a penalty on that. That receiver was coming across the middle and that shoulder turn. Somebody grabbed him.
Number 21. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
17 seconds remaining.
40. Excuse me, Don. 42-yard field goal. If they have to try it from here, still got one timeout. 17 seconds. One timeout. Sole possession of first place in the MEAC.
Ball at the 25-yard line as Himmerlis goes in motion. Throws to the left, and the pass is caught. Breaking free. Hunter across the 10-yard line and is written out of bounds at the 5-yard line with 10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
You got one timeout. You got 10 seconds. Do you chance one more play before you bring on the field goal team?
I put it in the middle of the field.
Evidently they are. They're going for it.
Is at the 6-yard line, first and goal from the 6. And a timeout going to be called by A&T prior to the snap.
You called it, Billy. That's what he was trying to do. Stanley was trying to bring the ball to the middle of the field, use that timeout, bring the field goal team on.
A&T called timeout there.
Yeah, A&T did. That's what I'm saying. They were going to bring the ball to the middle of the field and call timeout. But the Aggies called timeout first.
One timeout remaining for each team. Again, if you're just joining us, North Carolina A&T 21, Florida A&M 19. The Aggies have been shut out here in the second half. They had a 21-6 halftime lead. They have about 50 yards of total offense here in the second half. Meanwhile, Florida A&M has put together a couple of nice drives, a couple of touchdowns, and they're looking to score again as they have it first and goal from the A&T 6-yard line with 10 seconds remaining, again trailing by 2. Ryan Stanley, the quarterback, out of the gun, and he's going to run and slide down at about the 8-yard line. And a timeout called by Florida A&M with 7 seconds remaining. So Florida A&M is going for the win with the field goal attempt.
The ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. We're looking at a 25-yard field goal. If it's good, Rattlers have sole possession of first place. If it's not good, Aggies come away with a big win against Florida A&M.
Fadul is the holder, 25-yard attempt, and to win the game. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. With 4 seconds remaining, Florida A&M has taken the 22-21 lead. Still 4 seconds on the clock, but FAMU leads North Carolina A&T 22-21 with 4 seconds remaining.
You got to give all credit to Florida A&M. As you said, Don, we had a tremendous first half offensively. Put 21 points on the board. Unable to get anything going offensively the second half. Florida A&M kept plugging away at that lead, Finally, with that last possession, put themselves in position that they could win with a field goal. And with 4 seconds left, Aggies looking for a miracle.
Yeah.
It's a tough loss. This is really a tough loss.
Yep.
But we knew it was going to be two good teams. We talked about it a little bit last week that, Florida A&M had a really good team, really good athletes. Aggies started out really quick, just looked unstoppable. A&M did not give up, hung in there, kept playing. finally put themselves in a position where they could win. And unless barring a miracle here, looks like they will come away with a big 22-21 victory over A&T.
Ally to kick it off again, deep to receive Amos Williams and Malik Wilson. Let's see where Ally kicks it right here. He is going to squib kick it, and it goes out of bounds. So again, 4 seconds remaining. Let's see what the Aggies dial up here. As ball's going to come out to the 35-yard line. See if they try to throw it deep, a Hail Mary, if they try some kind of situation where they continue to throw it laterally.
Well, I'm sure Florida A&M is going to have their defensive secondary 25, 30 yards from the line of scrimmage, preventing the long pass. And I don't know if there's anything in the playbook with this, Al.
It's a tough one to find in the playbook, Billy. Trust me.
Yeah.
This is a tough one to find.
They got DBs back on their own 30.
But it's been done before, so let's see what the Aggies draw up.
4 seconds remaining. A&T trails 22-21. Have it at the 35. Lamar Raynard, the quarterback, looking for a miracle. Raynard going to step up in the pocket, fires, gives it to Leslie, caught. Now, Wilson has it. Wilson's running, 40-yard line, 35, 30. He's going to have to lateral it, and he couldn't, and that's going to be the ball game as Florida A&M is going to walk out of BB&T Stadium with a 22-21 victory over North Carolina A&T. And for the second time this season, the Aggies have been upset at home.
What a ball game, well-fought game. Again, a game of two halves down. First half, the Aggies looked unstoppable on offense, putting up 21 big points. We knew Florida A&M would not dial it in and go away. They kept playing the big drive, of course, that third quarter when they received the third quarter kickoff and drove 87 yards for a touchdown. Continued to play, kept playing, kept themselves in a position where they could win, and finally with that last possession were able to move the ball in a position where they could get a field goal. Field goal was up and good, and so the Rattlers come away with a well-deserved 22-21 victory over North Carolina A&T.